The other day, the hibachi man made me want to fight him. I wanted to fight this nigga,
Why?
bro.
Oh my
Why does he give my
gosh.
girl more shrimp?
Well, you
Why
counting
you doing
shrimps
that?
out here?
That's insane.
Why you doing that? No, we gotta understand. It happened like 3 times where he made a little extra or something and didn't ask. He just said,
So you didn't like
you
that?
get that.
You gave her extra meat. You didn't like that?
You want to fight?
I'm asking
You
a
wanna,
question.
no, you don't respect me, nigga.
Seafood. It's not meat.
You still have 30 boxes to get from me,
I forgot about those
eh?
things.
Yeah.
I think that's a small one, to be honest. That's a small, like, that's not that bad.
It's not that bad.
Yeah.
I was just like, yes, sir.
I rock steady.
Yeah, nigga. Yeah, nigga, we back.
Like,
Mike, miggity. Does he do that still?
no, not anymore. I was in Arrow, though. It was a good time.
Mike, miggity. Another week, another classic. Who else but us?
Oh, Lord.
Yep.
I'm Marlon,
I'm Norm.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Duke.
and welcome back to the Extra Gravy. What's up, YouTube? I see y'all, folks. What's poppin', man? Welcome back, man. Thanks for coming through. I love when y'all leave comments. We love comments here. Please
Stay
chime in.
commenting.
Join in on the conversation. You guys are usually right.
Never, not once.
Oh, man.
Dude,
How y'all
you're a
feeling?
comment creeper.
Of course. What? I care about this content shit, man.
Yeah.
I'm lurking. I'm around. I'm seeing everything. These things matter, man.
Yeah, if you see ROTM podcast, no, that's Duke.
Oh, of course. Me? Nah, somebody runs that for me.
alias.
Somebody runs that. That's admin. That's not me.
Either that
He has a
or
burner.
The D Diddy account.
All right, see? Nah, we're not doing that.
Diddy.
We're not doing
And
that.
this bitch.
All right.
Happy belated birthday.
Thank you.
Duke Digger. Happy belated.
Man's
big
finally in the 30s.
Oh,
Tree
welcome.
zip.
Welcome.
Thank you, man. It's
He
nice.
has joined us. There's no longer anyone in the 20s.
Underage.
This is crazy.
Underage is crazy. Yeah, no, it's nice. over here, man.
Underage boy.
I love
How's it feel?
seeing your family dress up as you. That
Yo.
was hilarious.
Brother, tears, nigga. Like that morning, I was a bitch.
Oh,
I was
man.
reading the cars, getting every single one of those video messages too, just in bed, got Cleo Soul in the background, just You Are Loved playing, you know what I mean? Like, just listening.
Cleo Soul in the
I
background.
entered 30s in my tears, but it was fire. I wouldn't have it any other way. Man. I
And
was
then
on a
he
loop.
went and he got tatted.
Come on, I mean,
I was
sure,
gonna
talk
say
about
two
that.
They went some pussy.
All right, no, see, celibacy, we're entering 30, focusing on myself.
Oh, really?
No, I'm lying again.
Okay.
You guys thought. You thought, nigga. Nah.
Apartment 200 bedded, back
No.
at it. Meet
Apartment
me
in
in
my
the
30s.
bathroom, baby.
Let's see the
Co-ed.
tattoo. What kind of tattoo did you get?
This is, it's very personal to me. I'll just show you kind of what it is, but I won't break it down because, I hate when niggas do that. Like, this means this to me and blah, blah, blah. But no, I honestly felt like a bitch because I didn't finish the thing in one session.
You didn't do
it
the
hurt too
numbing. You
much?
didn't do the
No,
numbing
my
cream.
stomach.
It's numbing cream.
No, what? Never.
Numbing.
Yeah, they do the.
You be numbing?
There's a numbing cream.
You be numbing mid, though?
No, you put it on before you let it rest, and then
Before?
and so like you don't feel it for like
Nah,
3
you're
4
supposed to
hours.
earn
You
that
gotta
tattoo.
earn
bro.
that, brother. You gotta
Yeah,
earn
and plus
that.
it's relaxing. It's not like I
No, you even have tattoos?
No, I just know people that when you get the soft parts, like that really painful,
yeah.
like behind the
The most
thigh,
painful
the
is
armpit
probably
and shit,
is.
they put
Bone,
they put the numbing cream.
For
No, it's
me,
not.
is always
This wasn't
more
that bad
painful.
for me, to be honest.
Yeah, the
outside.
bone is so much more
nothing.
painful. Near my collarbone, this
Oh,
one
I've never done
hurts.
that. Yeah,
Hurts.
I'm never doing that.
Oh, Matt, near my nipple. Oh, that hurts.
What would you? Okay.
What do you mean, why? It's the tat.
You got a nipple tattoo? What'd you get?
It's not a nipple tattoo. It's a chest
You got a
tattoo.
sun
It's
around
a
the nipple?
sunflower. It's a sunflower.
Sunflower.
Yeah.
Nasty. I want to be Regina
Yeah.
George, but it's
Why?
weird.
I can't be Flower Boy?
All right, you're dumb. You're dumb. Fucking guy.
Imagine it was a pizza with that was the one of the pepperonis on it.
See, if I was Tyler the Creator,
Okay,
though, he'd
Cardi
call me
B.
a fucking genius.
What, she does that? She has that?
Oh, remember they said that her nipples look like pepperoni, New York pepperoni
Oh, those
slices
don't look like
back in the day?
pepperoni. Those look like mortadella.
What was that? What
no,
was
they
that
said
one
the New
girl's
York
name?
was.
Havana Gingers. Havana
She
Gingers.
definitely got them Havanas.
Yeah.
She did. There was a picture that just dropped yesterday. No, a video. Somebody bucked her in like a department store. She was wearing like a see-through shirt, and she's like,
Of
one
Shut up,
time
Cardi,
he saw
man.
them areolas. blacked out.
Blacked out is crazy.
Blacked out.
Like it's
She got them
SUV.
tinted.
The tinted areolas.
How do you measure tint again?
5%, 20%, 5%
5%.
25%.
areolas.
5% areolas.
And they're not
Title
even
of
like
the-
round.
The episode.
They're like oddly shaped.
Oh no, they look like Australia. They kind of.
Yeah, they kind of like.
They look like a cookie
yeah.
that's been bit.
Like Texas, one size Texas, one size Australia. That's crazy.
Y'all paying attention to her nipples. Real
Yes,
close.
yes, we are
course.
men.
Yeah, of
Yes,
course.
of course we are.
That's what we
The
look
fuck?
for.
Crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
What are you, gay,
Like you-
bro?
Gay. It is Pride Month.
Happy Pride Month.
Shout out to
gays.
all of our gay.
Yeah, shout out to my gay
Batty
niggas.
boys.
Gay.
The little batty boys. Can I say that?
No, I feel like it's hate.
Nah,
I
we
feel like it's
need
coming from a hateful
Batty
place.
boys.
we need old Bumba Rosclot to say
Yeah,
that.
exactly. But he gave us the permission. He gave us the B card.
The man, them, gal, them. And
I don't want that card.
You don't want the B card?
No.
you got the man, them, the gal, them, and the they, them.
The batty boy. Oh, I'm dying. Yeah, man. It's also Black Music History Month.
No, Black
Really?
Black
Music
Music, Black, what?
Black Music
Black
Month.
Music Month. There it is.
Black music
I
month.
knew there was music. I knew there was black.
There's no history.
Is it the
Music
history
Month,
of the
yeah.
black? Is it the history of the music?
Oh,
Black
that was
Music
in
Month?
February.
It is also Filipino Heritage Month.
It is.
Filipino heritage. Yes. Mahal kita.
Mahal kita.
What does that mean? Oh, okay.
Oh my
Mean I love you.
That's like,
Yeah, in sign language.
Like
right?
orangutan or some shit.
All
I
right.
think you're going
see.
for the Hawaiian
You
Filipino
see those monkeys that do
mahalo
sound
thing.
like-
No.
When was the AAPI? That was last.
Chef.
API was last month, so we
Last
get back to
month?
backers.
Yes.
Got you.
Oh wow, you gotta get a twofer.
How
Yeah.
greedy.
Did
And
you-
Filipinos are super gay, so like we have,
Y'all
we
gay
fit right
and
into-
Filipino. It's the perfect month.
yeah, exactly.
Perfect
Did you
time
see-
for it too,
oh.
off the back of the tragedy that happened in Vancouver. Like,
Yeah.
this is a good time for it to be like, I feel like this is gonna be the best month
It's gonna be.
that's happened in years.
I also feel people are tired because they're doing so
they're
many
Filipino
Filipino
out.
events.
Yeah.
So who knows? They might.
don't know, man.
Everybody might chill out for sure.
Bathurst and Wilson, who knows, man?
Hey, that's this weekend.
Yeah.
So that's
Wait, Filipino Fest?
Yeah.
Isn't Due West this weekend as well?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Now I have to choose.
Well, they're both. They're 2 days.
Okay.
So you can.
I'll go on a Sunday.
Oh, what? The? Oh, schnickety.
Hello.
Squirt.
Whoa.
Have you seen
Water
Joyride?
movies.
That's crazy. Freak ass Norm. We got
Freaky
him.
ass nigga.
Yeah. Saying that water is crazy.
Saving her as that water. That
Stop
splash waterfall.
That's definitely a naked FaceTime too. Yeah, he's hot. He's turning red. He's getting nervous.
Asian girl.
Hey, whoa, guys, come on. Hey, happy
That's just
Filipino
like-
Heritage Month.
All right.
Okay.
I've never
You
seen
were
Norm
gonna
like
say
this.
something?
I've never seen Norm like this, bro. Ever. I love this. It hurts me.
Imagine just like
So
his
flustered.
nigga that works at Hydro.
You can't save him as that. You cannot save the hydro
Yeah,
nigga as
save a
water.
nigga as Yo, speaking
Wrong
of which,
emojis.
we are having this. I think I asked Alicia this. Can your significant other get a new friend that's attractive?
Oh, we are talking about. It was one of our in your business
Yeah.
where.
My significant other can't have
Say it out
friends.
loud.
Say hi.
What are you talking about?
Why not?
Friends? Or just hot friends?
Just a friend of the opposite sex, a new friend.
I'm already-
While you're in. So picture this now.
Okay.
You get married. You're gonna get married to this person. Let's just ideally, hypothetically.
Going to? Oh, so I'm not married yet.
No, but you are gonna eventually marry this person.
Not anymore, but keep
You
going.
guys are gonna spend 30, 40 years together, whatever the case may be. Are they allowed in any of that time to get new friends of the opposite sex?
That's weird, man. Acquaintances for sure, yeah. But
Why is it weird?
Because we both know, but we're past the age of making genuine friends.
There's
friends.
never an age where you
That's
stop
not true.
making genuine friends. What do
Lie
you
to
make
mean?
yourself
new
all you want.
friends?
That's fine. That's
Do you-
completely fine.
I
Okay,
feel like
Mr. just turned 30. He said, I made all my friends.
And I'm putting these on game.
I'm giving you all
Drake,
my
no new
wisdom.
friends over here.
Wisdom, bro.
That's it. That you're done.
What, in terms of genuine friends of the opposite sex? Or are we talking about just
Yeah,
friends?
genuine friends of the opposite sex.
Bro.
So you're what is your cutoff for making friends? Like,
Bro, it's daycare, man.
But what?
I'm not gonna
Okay.
lie to you, bro. It's
He said
daycare, dog.
daycare.
High school is like, even that's kind of cutting it.
Do you have
I'm saying
friends
that
from
because-
I
work?
remember
from
that
different
when you
jobs?
like hang out with Marlon or something.
Don't you take one new friend from every job you've had?
Fuck.
Oh, what?
I said I'm gonna remember that when you hang out with Marlon.
See?
You
How
made
old were you?
friends.
How old were you?
It was
a man.
past dick.
You were 28.
He's a man, bro.
Oh, so you just meet of the opposite sex?
Of course, man.
So
You're ridiculous.
I am.
When's the last time? When's the last time you made a female friend
The fuck, man?
that you didn't try to fuck first and then she just became a friend
Yeah.
either?
What if you try to fuck me, bro? That-
Touche. Who cares what the parameters are?
Okay.
A friend that's a female. When's the last time you made a
When
friend?
was the last time you had
Yeah,
a
yeah.
platonic friendship with a woman?
Probably, we're not friends anymore though. But probably like after high school, a couple years after high school.
A couple years after high school.
Yeah, yeah.
Why did you guys fall out? Doesn't have to be like the whole story.
Yeah, no, it was
obviously.
honestly just like, therapy was needed.
Oh, and whose end? I
Oh,
feel like you're
yeah,
gonna
for
say
who?
hers.
For you or
Yeah, for sure. No, for sure. Yeah. I was, yes.
she needed therapy because of you?
No, it wasn't. There was no attraction there either. Like it was
Yeah.
just. I think she not tried something, but she said some things. I'm like, okay, well, just let that, kind of go away.
Kind of like shady remarks.
No, more of like an advance.
Oh.
It would be crazy if we made out. Like those kind of things,
Oh,
Like
yeah.
yeah, exactly. You have to ignore that. But ultimately, I think it was just like the person was dumping a lot on me, and I was
Trauma
like,
dumping.
Yes. And I
Only
was
calling you when they had something wrong.
Not only, but it's just like whenever she did, it was it was very heavy.
So you're saying she needed therapy because she turned you into her therapist?
I didn't even want to.
Like she was literally your
It is
listening
kind of unfair when people do that. Like
Yeah.
without, like especially asking.
without asking.
And yeah, I think it's also one of those things where it's like you're literally doing it to yourself, and it's exhausting me to kind of be there.
Also, like whenever you hear the stories, it just kind of leads back to her like
You're-
self-sabotage.
Yeah, like
Okay.
you're doing this, man. And it's also me, like just at an age
So
where
did
it's
that
like,
jade you? Because it
From-
sounds like you're jaded for making friends of the opposite sex.
oh no, that didn't shape me at all. Nah,
So you're willing and open to.
sure, but I just don't
What's
believe,
the cutoff age?
bro. She's laughing. We'll talk about that. I just because like, bro, let's be adults, man. I honestly,
That
I
is
have,
that's actually the definition.
Being an adult,
breaking it up
Is
because
that
okay, look,
your significant other can make a friend.
the thing
That
is,
you're able,
we'll
you're
get to
mature
significant
enough
other-
to have
Oh, you see the
relationship
threw the
with
N-word out there.
boundaries.
We'll get to mature. But what I'm saying is this: you get to an age where it's like, dog, bringing a new person in. I don't want to have those situations where like either I'm too drunk or she's drunk and something happened. Like, bro, like I don't want to do that. That's never gonna happen with the friends that I have
called
from like
boundaries.
childhood. Of course. But I'm saying like with new people,
You feel like
I don't
it's-
know them as well. Of course, like through time we'll figure
Yeah,
that
yeah,
out.
yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like there's that.
I completely understand it because like when you're younger, it's so much easier to develop your core friends
Mm-hmm.
because of the hardships and stuff that you guys go through.
Yes.
That builds that trust and
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
that loyalty and that love. Whereas when you're older, there's a lot less of those opportunities for people to help you out
Yeah.
because it's adult shit that you usually have to deal with yourself.
Yeah.
And so that hardship going through it together really kind of doesn't exist unless you're like working together
That's what I mean. Yeah.
to like a certain goal together. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Okay.
I think work friends, I think that's like reasonable then, no?
Yeah.
Depending on the industry you're in.
Because
for
like
sure.
if you're doing, like say for example, they're in a startup company.
Yeah.
And they're building an app that's like 10 years from now is going to be like PayPal or whatever
Yeah,
the case
yeah.
may be. They're going through a grind together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And can eventually be like, oh man, remember when we were doing this and we were broke and we were. So it's like, I think those can still happen when you're an adult.
For sure.
I just feel like people are very apprehensive about their partner getting new friends.
Yeah, and the other thing I want to add too is I think it's also like life, like the moment in life where you're at when you make these friends, right? Like in high school, it's like, oh, we get along so much, blah blah. We're not. It doesn't necessarily go into that crush. Whereas you get older, people are like, oh, but we get along so well.
I think Alicia was saying it depends on where you meet the friend as well. How did you make this friend? Was it in the club or were you
Oh
at
my
work?
God, I'm past that.
Were you
bro.
at
I'm not.
church or were you in line at the grocery store?
Met him in the elevator. Like, what are we talking about?
Tinder.
If you're a girl,
a mutual friends dinner, like, you know, like birthday dinner.
does that
you
make
know?
more sense?
Yeah.
That more reasonable than
If you're
like
hanging
no
out with
frills
like a
grocery
mutual,
store?
if you're at the grocery store, it's like, okay, why? There had to be some like initial attraction for you to
Does
even.
there?
I
Thank
think
you.
so.
What if she couldn't reach something?
Okay,
I
and
know you
then
don't know what it's like.
No, I don't. But then it's like, okay, what? You guys are bonding over I don't know, mac and
No,
cheese.
maybe there was a
like,
joke that was said. So wait, okay, so are we?
I
are
think
we
it's just more
under the-
random for you to just be like in those type of public places. What
Yeah,
am
no.
I doing? We're just gonna just stop out of nowhere and start
Absolutely,
making this
absolutely.
random conversations. Like, oh, we should be friends.
Is
like,
it
it's
automatically
usually,
flirting if you make a joke with someone you don't know?
no?
It's
I don't
in the
think so.
neighborhood, though. It doesn't
It's in
have
the
to.
neighborhood,
it's in the
right?
Neighborhood, yeah.
Because it depends on how that develops.
Exactly.
Because why would your thought process was essentially be why would you exchange numbers with someone you met at the grocery store that you got a couple jokes with?
Yeah.
I get it.
Exactly. Yeah.
I'm agreeing with what she's saying where it's like it depends on where you guys meet. But still it's still weird. There's still something in my brain that's saying you should be okay with it anywhere. If this is your person.
It just.
But
to me,
even
there's
the
a
wettest
sign of,
wood
like,
can burn when close to a fire.
this is a Norm's mom.
See, the scenario,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
that we were originally talking about was a woman that her husband went on a trip, and he was on a flight, and the person next to him, they were talking on the way back, and they ended up having good conversation. So they
Yeah.
exchanged Instagrams, and she was just like, "I think that's way too close
Yeah.
to having a number," and then that's where the conversation kind of derived from.
Yeah.
Because.
But like how long was the flight?
Bro, it doesn't matter, man. That
But that's-
conversation,
I'm sitting next to someone for 22 hours.
conversation dies there, man.
But then, but also like,
I don't-
let's say they're
I don't
going on
really think
vacation.
so, but I do understand why she might be like, okay, the Instagram at this point, Instagram can be like a number. There's certain people who
Yeah.
use
Any
it
means
like
of
Yeah.
communication,
getting it.
yeah.
I'm personally not. I'm like,
You
okay,
can
you
call
can
someone on it.
follow
I
me,
think- Yeah.
have fun, you know, like.
But even that, I think, is a good boundary, right? But I think ultimately, like, what's the goal here?
So what's
Like,
the app that's allowed?
No, man.
Because not all apps are allowed.
I think no app is allowed, but I think it's like enjoy the conversation, be in the moment. It was great. Thank you. We're going our separate ways. Because why? You're
so
married.
unfair.
Like you don't. Sure, life is unfair, but you don't. I think.
I think the only appropriate one you could share is your Facebook account.
Sure.
Because that's like super personal. Like that means like
Oh,
friend.
you can
That's
or
super
you can't.
friend.
Yeah. I
I feel like
would.
everybody feels like the most impersonal one is Instagram. I feel like
Yeah.
that's people's go-to when they don't want to seem invasive and ask for their number, and they don't want to seem like a whore and ask for a Snapchat. So it's like that happy medium.
No, yeah.
Like,
yeah.
all right, we can both see each other and what we be doing,
Yeah.
but we're not like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When
I can block you.
If you
When
wanted,
I was in New York, that's all it was. Oh, can I get your Instagram? Can I get your Instagram? Can I get your Instagram? I'm like, okay.
It's the
sure.
new BBM.
It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
It's the new BBM because I remember BBM was that.
Yeah.
That was the reason why girls were giving out BBMs, no problem, because it's not my number.
Yeah.
You can't just call me anytime
Yeah.
you want. So it's like, yeah.
if you want to turn people off and send them away, you just gotta tell them like, oh, I'll give you my MySpace or like give them something. You want my Friendster?
That's crazy.
Wow.
What do you do if your partner has a best friend of the opposite sex and you're uncomfortable?
I wouldn't. If they're actually like, how long have they been friends? Like a long time? Like before me?
Before you.
Yeah. But well, I'm not entering the situation and trying to change it. That's crazy.
I think there needs to be boundaries though.
I mean,
Like-
but I think that's one of those things you have
There's
to
some-
accept.
You
Like,
don't.
If you get into it, like,
Yeah.
if
What
they're-
is-
like, what's
No,
the
I think
boundary?
that there needs to be boundaries
Like
set. Like there needs to be some type of like the person, the other opposite sex friend.
Yeah.
They need to understand that that person is now in a relationship, and so they can still be friends. But they
Wait a
also know that
minute.
there's certain things that you can't pass.
It's
Like there's
almost-
certain lines that you can't pass.
It's almost like you can apply this logic when it comes to giving your social media out if you're married, no? You agree
I
with that?
said the whole time boundaries.
yeah. She
Okay, I didn't joke.
Yeah.
Okay.
I said the whole time to have boundaries.
I'm with you.
Let's say there's
What,
like a
what
party.
kind of boundaries? When you say boundaries, like what kind of boundaries? Like give me an
Well,
example.
Like say you guys were not necessarily flirty, but like you know how some people they're like, oh, touchy.
Yeah,
you know
yeah.
what I mean? And it's nothing like super serious, but if your partner comes in and sees that and then they're like, okay, I feel uncomfortable with this, even though they know that you're friends, that's like, okay, you need to know how to respect that boundary.
Yeah, I did that.
Or like
I did that. I was like, yeah, it's a bit much.
yeah.
Okay.
And then, or if it's like calling at whatever time in the middle of the night, right?
I'm cool with that.
The
Some
calling
people
is-
aren't.
I'm cool with that.
If you're
I feel
calling
like
in the
if-
middle of the
if-
night, 3 a.m., some people aren't okay with it.
I'm cool with it because like as I've gotten to know my partner's friends, like I know they're not gonna hit her up like that unless it's like they need to speak right then and there. You know what I mean? So it's, and I understand that they're best friends. If it's my best friend, I wouldn't want any limitation on when my best friend can hit me up.
Yeah, it's weird.
Because you thinking that's weird makes me feel weird.
No, but the other thing is boundaries are super personal. So these are just examples that could
Yeah,
be
yeah.
like some people won't have an issue with
Yeah.
that, and then there's some people that will have an issue with like the smallest thing
Yeah.
that you might think. So
Yeah.
it varies. But then I also think that with the best friend, if they really want to be on the page with everybody, it's like, how are you including that partner in some things?
Yeah,
you don't have to be best friends with them, but at least acknowledge them and be like open to them.
Yeah, for sure. I feel like my insecurities are all irrational. Like none of the usual like regular things that get niggas mad get them mad.
So
Get me mad.
Say some of yours.
Like the other day, the hibachi man made me want to fight him. I wanted to fight this nigga,
Why?
bro.
Oh my
Why'd you give my
gosh.
girl more shrimp?
Well, you count
Why
the
you doing
shrimps
that?
out here?
That's insane.
Why you doing that? No, we gotta understand. It happened like 3 times where he made a little extra or something and didn't ask. He just said,
So you didn't like
you
that?
get that.
You gave her extra meat. You didn't like that?
You want to fight?
I'm asking a question.
No, you don't respect me, nigga.
Seafood. It's not meat.
You still have 30 boxes to get from me,
I forgot
eh?
about those things.
Yeah.
I think that's a small one, to be honest. That's a small, like, that's not that bad.
It's not that bad. I was just like,
Was there any other? Was there any
You're
other
just
women at the
jealous
table?
because you wanted
fucking
more.
I'm like, it wasn't about me even that. Because the first time I noticed it, I was like, yeah, whatever, cool.
Yeah.
The second time I was like, all right, whatever.
Yeah.
I wanted that, but that's fine.
Yeah.
Then the third time I'm like, now you doing this on purpose. now you
He
want-
thought he
you
was gonna
putting
lose his
myself-
girl to the hibachi man. That's crazy.
You fucking onion trays and shit.
Now, here, let me ask you this: do you, when you have those moments of, let's call it jealousy, maybe it's not.
It is.
Okay, let's say it is. All right, do you try to hide it or do you show?
Oh no,
You
I
show
try
effort.
to hide it.
Now,
I'm anti-confrontation
here's the funniest thing
when it
I ever
comes to
seen
things
on the
like that,
internet.
because it's like
have a
that's gonna
question.
be a whole conversation that is not even necessary,
Yeah.
and I'm gonna look crazy.
Well,
I have no leg to stand on.
Yeah.
I gotta find a clip. It was so funny. These two guys were talking about like when it comes to like happy wife, happy life. Once in a while, just sprinkle a little jealousy in her life and make her day. Make her week with a little bit of jealousy,
No,
but
definitely.
like purposeful jealousy.
Women
So-
do like that,
right?
Yeah.
So like in those moments,
It's gotta be
like,
harmless jealousy.
Yeah, you gotta
You
like
can't
lean in,
actually
like,
punch it, yeah.
3 shrimps, huh? Like, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
exactly. It's playful jealousy.
playful jealousy,
Playful
right?
jealousy, yeah.
But
But that's
like-
my bag. Playful jealousy
Right?
is my bag.
But then when they were like, make it serious sometimes, where you're like so angry and like,
They like that too.
They'll love that.
Women are very interesting. Human beings are just very interesting. The way we're wired, man, the things we are.
That is such a funny say. Why don't you just continue with the
You
women?
loved the first part, huh?
I think everyone did.
You're in a bad.
I wanted to hear more. What do
You
you
want
mean
to
by
hear about women are so interesting?
Yeah, what do you mean by that?
Because they like so much bad things about men.
Get 'em. Okay.
They like so many bad
They
things
do,
about
don't
men.
they?
Like they like
They like the toxic traits.
Okay.
The toxic traits.
They love all the time. Like they maybe not love. Maybe love is a strong word, but they are attracted to a lot of the traits that they don't want to eventually live with, and I think that's hilarious. I don't think men are
don't know.
wired that way.
I don't think so.
Most men,
do
at
you
least.
I don't want a whore. I don't want somebody that gets
Right.
jealous, like angrily.
That's you. I know
For
some
all
girls who
women,
want to
though.
get boxed and choked and slapped up.
And that's
I don't know them.
And I'm not talking about the bedroom either. I'm talking about real life. That's what they want.
but
That's
like
what turns them on.
don't
That's
you
what
think
gets their
that but
shit
don't you
going.
think that that's also like some type of traumatic
I don't care
written
what it
in
is.
there? Like
That's
think
what they
about
want.
Christiane Rock. That girl, she's been through the wire, and I think that it's more than just I want.
I'm
because
not
it's like
saying
a
it isn't more.
fantasy.
I'm not saying it isn't more. I'm just saying what they want. This is what she wants. Majority of people are not going to deal with their traumas. That is a fact. Which means this is what their life is.
Yeah,
Which
but I
means
don't
this
know.
is what you
I don't know
want.
if you could say that that's what they want. I just think that they're avoiding something.
If they're avoiding
They're not
something,
being able to. I don't know. I don't
If
think
they
that's
don't know
because
what they
they're
don't
avoiding
know,
something.
they don't know what they don't know is kind of what you're saying. But regardless of that, they still want whatever they want in this moment. That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying why or how or what the cause is, but they want it. And they making songs about it. They doing Win Whammy, that Lululemon. Yo, that song is,
I don't like
it's
it.
gonna
What
be,
song?
of course you know, it's for women.
No, but there's a lot of like niggas like rocking to it.
Win Whammy, new song by, I believe her name is Pluto, and I don't know what the other girl's name is. It's two girls that are kind of like new, I guess. And Sexy Red jumped on the remix.
Oh, I was just thinking. I was just thinking when I was coming down here. I was like, where are all the girl music
Girl
that makes
anthems right
you? Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I have like a playlist and it's older. It's from, maybe just before. No, just before like the pandemic when all those songs came out. I felt
Yeah.
like there were so
Yeah,
many,
there were a lot.
like WAP and like
Even like 2 years,
some of the sweetie
last
stuff.
year or
Last
2
summer,
years,
Glow
Slow
had
Millie
things.
Yeah,
and
Glow
City
had a couple.
Girls.
Yeah,
That's true.
JT,
That's
Glow
true.
and Cardi together.
who else?
JT
Lotto.
is who's killing it right now in terms
Yeah.
of when I'm in the club and I see OK Come On.
Yeah.
Woman.
I feel like there's
light up.
some. I don't know. I feel like there's some,
that Win
but
Whammy's
maybe
gonna
not
go
as
crazy.
much as there was in that period.
definitely not.
It was like there were so many back to back to back, and you could go to a club and you hear like all the women singing.
I feel
But
like-
then also some of these like newer songs,
Yeah.
the men are fucking with too, and then it's just
Oh,
like,
yeah.
and then it's just like, okay, is it really for us?
It is.
You know?
It is,
Yeah.
but-
No, even like last summer, like Glow was running at Lotto. It was all women, and the niggas
Yeah.
were rocking with it.
Yeah.
I feel like these girls are rapping like niggas more.
They're just
Like
they have better
Glow
music.
to me raps like a nigga. And I
Yeah.
could say that women didn't necessarily rap like niggas for a while. It's very cutesy, pretty, and sound girly and Barbie this, Barbie that.
Yeah.
Now it's like the bars are kind of genderless in a
Yeah,
sense.
I mean-
like there's so many
That's
bars
what I'm
that they
saying,
get
like,
off
when-
that aren't specific to women, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying, like with say WAP, right? Because that was a song that I just listened to, or it was in the music video. I'm like, yo, or the movie that I was just watching. I was like, yo, that song, it makes sense. Like I understand now. Looking back,
Pussy
I
rap.
understand
Good pussy
why
rap.
it worked out.
Yeah.
And it's like we don't have that where it's gonna be us in the club, just like
I'm telling
rapping
you,
it.
the Win Whammy is it. The Win Whammy
And-
is it right now.
Yeah, because
you
all
guys
these
need to
other ones,
rewind.
like these Glorilla ones
Yeah.
or whatever, like you could see the guys rapping it too, and then it's like, okay, it's not really for
But it's not
us.
really for the girls.
I'm telling you, it was, man.
The girl, you know what's that new Cardi one?
7:30. Remember 7:30 last summer?
Yeah, well, no,
But
that was
niggas
like
are
2
rapping
summers
that
ago,
too, bro.
Right, but the
You'd
line
be in
is
the
literally,
club and niggas would be holding a water bottle to their man's face while he's rapping it like
Yeah,
the videos,
yeah.
and everybody got a light on them.
Yeah, but I'm saying like there's literally a line in that Glorilla song that's like, I don't need a nigga. Like
Yeah, no, it's
Nigga, I trust me, I be
7:30
emceeing. I see niggas. Yo, I catch niggas singing girl tunes all the time.
that line though, fire.
all the time. Sometimes
I rap "What a
song-
Man" by Salt and Pepper all the time. What are you talking about?
Listen,
I think that's a true testament to a song's like
Greatness.
Yeah.
Sure.
is when, because men are very cognizant of that when we're listening to a song that's for girls. You know which parts not to say, which parts to say, whatever.
Yeah.
When a song's so good that
Exactly.
mans just are lost in it,
Yeah.
that's when you know it's out of here.
But you know,
or what about like the one song? Sorry, the and we knock it, we buck it, we
Ain't
ready to fight.
Every man
You know-
sings that part.
Yeah.
But like the women, we know that that's the women.
Yeah.
Like they'll be like, okay, ladies, and then it's like everybody
scream.
Yeah.
just starts doing it. I don't know. I just don't feel that. But I also don't go to the clubs like that, so I
True.
don't know.
But does it make you mad? Not mad, but kind of annoyed where you see the men sing the songs that are supposed to be for women?
No, I don't. I don't.
You just
feel
want the
no
songs to
way.
yourself?
I just want to be able to feel what I used to feel with those songs. You know.
Got you.
You know what it is?
Because there
You know
are
what
a lot of dude songs out there that are so dude heavy that women.
I'm telling you, bro,
can't really
7:30 when that
perform,
show would
you
come
know?
on last summer, it was a problem. Like,
Yeah.
of course, niggas liked it too, but it would be one of those moments where, all right, here she goes.
But it's not like
If you were
Bodak
out-
Yellow. You know what I mean? Like Bodak Yellow,
Yeah.
the way that had
Yeah.
the women, like man
Yeah,
had to
you're right,
just
you're right.
stand there
And just take it.
and just pre because they're talking shit about us.
Yeah.
These songs aren't talking shit about the men as much as they used to. And I think
Yeah,
that's why
okay,
that
yeah.
new Cardi single is gonna work. Did you hear that new snippet?
No.
There's a new snippet, and she clearly talk about Offset. She dogging this nigga. I wish you weren't born. All types of shit.
Damn, what the fuck?
And it's like a club banger. Like women are gonna scream that. The pain, you're gonna hear pain. That's what's needed.
More
That's
pain?
what's needed. More pain.
You need Keisha Cole?
No, not that.
No.
Whoa,
Heavens no.
wait, why do you guys fixing on so quick? What the fuck? You guys want
type of
Keisha-
pain.
Another Areola queen, by the way.
Really?
Oh my God.
I'm not tapped in.
You tap in, brother.
Damn, you guys putting me on
Tap,
game.
tap, tap
out.
in.
You know what I'm
Alright, this
You
guy.
feel me?
Freak out.
He's tapped in from zooming.
Zooming in. Speaking of freaky,
Oh man, let's hear this.
I asked all the co-hosts if they knew who one Quan Millz was, and none of them knew who he was. Thankfully, look at him go search quick. It's too late, nigga.
Pastor Eat Pussy Too.
Oh shit.
That's what the book is called. Here's an excerpt.
Brown sugar. He paused for a moment and ran his big bell pepper nose from my clit to my ass. Taking a long whiff. Bitch, my pussy juices overflow just thinking of how this old nigga was so fucking nasty. He pussy moaned and then said, and butter. Just like how my grandmama used to make it.
This sounds like every interlude in 90s hip hop. Like,
Yeah, you guys are freaked out, bro.
This, yo, I seen a video of people reacting to this.
I did see that.
Pastors
crying,
Eat
bro.
What
Pussy
the fuck
Too?
is this? This is
Pastors
a book?
Eat Pussy Too by Quan Millz.
Hold
Dog,
on.
this guy
Old Thought
does,
Next
audiobook?
Door.
does these like
There's a whole
freaky
bunch.
ass book collection. Look at this Old Thought Next Door. Hold on. Let me connect.
But this is what happened when we were in high school.
yeah, but this is what I want to point out.
Oh my god, what is this cover?
Old Thought Next Door.
Oh my god. Bro.
Baby, let me tell you one motherfucking thing. I don't give a damn what you think about me and my age. Yeah, I might be 76 years old, but this big, thick pussy between my two brown legs, don't act like it.
Hold on.
Don't let the gray hairs fool you now.
Oh.
My name is Vernita Ernestine Washington.
So these are
And I'm ashamed
audiobooks?
to admit that I love
Yeah.
to drink
Do they
brown
have the
liquor,
regular
smoke
paperbacks?
good reefer, and most definitely get my fuck on.
Would it be?
No, it's not. Yeah.
Those are people recording these books. I want this job.
Would it be? But that's the thing. Would it be racist if you're like reading the book
And
without
you're-
the audio, but you're thinking it in that voice?
Yes, but no. I don't think so.
That's a good question.
Is that
I don't think
racist?
it was.
I mean,
Once you said Bernita,
it
you know
depends
who it
on how
is.
they describe her
Yeah.
in the book.
Because if I was looking at the,
Yeah, that's
if you're looking at-
Bernita.
if you're looking at the photo and you're seeing her, and then like, you know, I could picture her sounding like that.
This is an insane photo, bro.
The 2-man too?
wrong with
Oh man!
At 76, what's wrong with you niggas, man?
man.
This is not right, bro.
Oh my god.
Remember Eric Jerome Dickey? Is that what his
That's
name was?
my guy, man. One of the best authors of all time. This guy used to make what I call movies.
Okay.
So it's like he wrote erotic novels, but it wasn't like entirely based on just like the sex.
I have this one.
His plots were fucking insane.
I have Sleeping with Strangers,
Sleeping with Strangers, Genevieve.
There's one here called
Chasing-
"This Hole Got Roaches in the
Milk
Crib."
in My Coffee. Oh my gosh.
Yo, the Quan Millz, and that's what I wanted to talk about. Eric Jerome Dickey. You remember how great those books were?
Yeah.
Right? Like nuanced storytelling, like
Yeah.
real characters.
Yeah.
This is not the same thing.
This is a joke. This is like a parody version.
They're not even trying anymore.
They're a parody version.
It's just very, it's a lot, man.
It's just
It's a lot.
straight vulgar.
76.
Oh
doing this
shoot,
shit
the
too.
man died. I didn't know that.
Eric Jerome Dickey died?
A long time, or yeah, 2021. I was gonna
No,
say a long time ago.
my dog. I think
Yeah,
I know that
from
actually.
cancer.
I think I know
Oh,
that.
Shit, what kind of cancer?
I think I said
I don't
RIP
know.
on Twitter or something like that.
Damn, bro.
Dog, I read like 8 or 9 of his books, man.
Last name was Dicky, though. That's funny.
It
Why is that
probably
funny?
was a fake one, to be
Because
honest.
you made freaky books.
It could
I'm
be a
sorry.
fake one.
Yeah.
It could be a
Cut it out.
play on words. There was another one too where
Zayn.
I feel like I read, no, not that one. There was
Fucking
another
all
one
these freak
too.
Authors, man.
No, they were like for our
There was
generation,
a bunch.
they were like famous.
Yeah,
You guys were the freaked out generation.
and you
Not
can get them
really.
at Walmart.
So you
That's
guys
where I got my
reading-
books at Walmart.
I
In the
think
States,
before
though.
pre-internet, I think that genre of novel was just popular no matter what generation you're in.
Imagine being like
How old are you guys?
14 and going and buying these.
Like there was a guy that was famous for being just on the covers. Fabio. You guys remember Fabio?
Is one of
Long hair white
these
dude.
ones?
He used to be on all the covers. He'd be like open chest with like horses behind him and
I've
shit.
heard the joke of like, what are you, Fabio? Yeah.
Yeah, like it was a popular thing. It was a very popular genre. I feel like
like-
when the internet came along, like people just said
You guys are like 14 reading this freaky shit?
people used to do it on Tumblr with me. Yo,
In high school, they made you read Anne Frank. Okay,
facts.
What's those? What's
Tumblr?
those?
you want to
mov-
talk about freaky shit?
Tumblr people used to write fan fiction. Okay.
Yeah, Wattpad novels and shit like that.
And they used to put me and Lath in the freakiest stories.
What? Wait.
We're doing gangbangs with things.
Hey, you.
Orgies with I'm like, what is going on?
You read them?
And it's like the things would be like other girl influencers.
Oh, wow. So you were like reading that shit.
It was like India Love would be in there as a character. I'm dead ass.
That's fire.
And no, but it's not fire when it's like 96 pages.
You read all
I'm
of
not
it?
talking. No, obviously not.
Damn,
But I'm talking
only
about like.
obviously. You might have tapped in like.
But it's not.
Everybody was like a writer-
little,
a
like,
writer.
page or something like that. Dog, I'm
Yeah.
talking a
96
book.
is insanity, bro. She's mentally ill, but also could be a writer.
Could be
Should have read it, man.
transferable skill. That's all I'm saying.
There was another one that I remember the cover because I still have it, and the lemon pie where the guy I don't remember if he was an
Tart
escort
pie,
or something
tart.
like that. Yeah, the lemon pie. Lemon pie.
Yo, saying that pussy's tart is
No,
insane.
it
You gotta
wasn't
go to a
the
doctor.
it wasn't the vagina. It was something else.
Hello.
He was at a hotel and he remembers I remember the woman said, "I got lemon pie for us," and then she told him to like lift up his legs, and she put like the lemon pie on his booty, and then
Then she ate it.
yeah.
She rinsed that bottle. Hey, hello.
Little lemon pie
Yo,
rim
you got an
job.
extra novel? You got an extra copy of this book?
You want to borrow it?
Might
I
need
know
it for some
exactly
light
where it
reading.
is.
That's probably a book you should not borrow. You should probably buy new. Like that's crazy.
What?
Half the pages sticking
Or
together.
gosh, my bad.
No. Oh my gosh, I'm gonna
my
find
gosh.
what it was called for sure.
Nasty era, man.
Nasty. What you guys get into
Booty
this week?
pie.
I watched Lilo and Stitch.
Oh, nice.
Oh,
Yeah. I watched both of them. I'd never watched the original.
That
don't
is
think I watched it either.
insane. What?
I watched the show. I love the show.
She's such a Disney kid. She's like,
okay.
what?
This is crazy.
This is how we act when you don't know any music that's just come out. She's like, what?
But Disney, this is from years ago.
Yeah.
This new music came out like
I was
a week
14
ago.
when it came out. So I was like, I'm a big boy. I don't watch little kid
Yeah,
shows.
yeah.
It was really good. Really good. I think it was really. I love the dry humor of it. I think that's what was dope. And one thing I noticed.
That's what
is
most
it's the-
Disney shows are. They're not. There's like a good chunk of Disney shows that aren't for kids. They're really for adults. When you watch
so you
back,
think Lilo and Stitch is like? Would you categorize that as an adult?
there's adult funny parts.
Yeah, they know that adults are watching, so they're gonna
Yeah.
throw in.
They always
They
gotta
always do
throw-
that. Yeah, like
they gotta
Shrek is
Shrek
the
are-
most, but Shrek is the most. But
Soul
yeah,
is
there's
the
some
oldest
a
one.
different one.
I think Shrek is. I think Shrek is deliberately for adults though, because that one isn't.
Kids
I think
are.
everybody thinks it's Pixar. It's DreamWorks. I used to think it was Pixar. It's DreamWorks, and it's completely. They're making. They're almost like doing scary movie or not another teen movie, but
like,
for
yeah.
children's fairy tales.
Sausage Party.
That movie was so fucking good, man. It was hilarious.
That one?
I know. I refuse to watch it.
What?
Fire. No, I'm kidding. Wow. I just was like, nah.
Guy's
Like,
so Jamaican.
Have you ever seen Spaceballs?
no.
Spaceballs is good.
It's a classic.
They make fun of
That's a
Star
very long
Wars.
time ago.
79.
Star Wars.
It's 79.
No,
Yeah,
it's like
it's
it's like
old.
old.
Rick Moranis. Rick
punched,
Moranis, the
right?
guy who remember Honey I Shrunk the Kids, or
I remember
Yeah.
that movie.
yeah, that guy. He's like Darth Vader in it.
87.
What? Okay. All right. 87.
It's a
Yeah.
Graphics,
classic.
like-
It's a classic comedy.
Graphics
Yeah.
kind of shit.
Yeah,
Okay. All right. Maybe one day.
but
yeah.
that's also part of the humor.
Oh, okay. So I like that. I like that.
Yeah.
Holy.
Lilo and Stitch was good. I did not expect her to be this emo child. I thought that was hilarious, and I noticed that it's the least theatrical Disney movie I've ever seen.
In what way?
Like, you know how in Lion King, the I Just Can't Wait to Be King song hits and like the animals are stacking on top of each other and like lifting them up. There's none of that in this movie.
Wait, there's songs in the movie?
Yeah, there's tons of songs.
No, I think I get what
They
you
sing
mean.
a lot,
like-
but like there's nothing they couldn't recreate in the new movie. Lion King, they couldn't the I Can't Wait to Be King, they couldn't recreate what they did in the cartoon. So that part kind of fell flat for people who loved that part of the movie. But with Lilo and Stitch, there's nothing that they couldn't do.
It was as if it was made for a live action.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what made it really good. The little girl playing Lilo, give her an Oscar, bro.
Oscar.
She's
Oscar
incredible,
award
man.
winner?
Oscar for Lilo and
She's
Stitch
so
is crazy.
funny, bro. Like she's so funny.
Okay.
And she has emotional moments. Like there's parts of it you genuinely want to cry. Like it's a
Really?
yeah.
That's the thing about those kid movies, man. Sometimes it's too much.
They put these little twists in there that are deviate from the original plot,
Yeah.
but make it better for a live action, if that makes
Did
sense.
they make any kind of like modern jokes or anything or no?
Not really. It was kind of, bro, when I'm talking verbatim, like this is the closest remake I've ever seen in my life.
So they finally got back after that last one. Snow White was horrible.
Oh, 10 times
Nobody,
back. Yeah,
nobody
yeah.
even
No,
cared.
yeah, yeah.
Well, Mufasa was good, so but that wasn't like a live
was- yeah.
action.
The original
It
was
just
written
a-
so well. So
Yeah.
I think that's why they didn't really need to change anything. Like they did it right the first time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And yeah, everybody, the CGI, you kind of don't really realize it's
Oh, that's fire. That's good.
CGI-ish. Like
Yeah.
it's really dope.
Good.
They did a really good job.
I can't wait
Speaking
to
of
see it.
CGI, bro, I saw Final Destination, the last one.
Oh,
I mean, listen, Final Destination, bro, I've been watching that shit since I was a kid.
Why do you want to put yourself through that
20 years old.
trauma?
It's amazing. Like,
did you see that
like
theater that
everybody-
actually caved in?
Yeah, that woman in
Gosh,
Brazil, was it Brazil or
I
something
have
like that?
no clue, but I just seen
South America,
somewhere
right?
somewhere.
It's tragic, bro.
She's
just-
watching the movie and did 40.
No, my God,
She was
no.
4 dead. It's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's tough. Anyway, so the movie.
4 years fucking insane.
Nah, it was
Jail.
she really felt that shit. It was honestly, like, bro, the CGI in this movie was not great. Like, I missed the practical effects. You know, like
Okay.
we can actually see it's a hand that's being cut
Yeah,
off
yeah.
and shit. But it was all right. Like it was like,
It's looking like Fast and the Furious CGI.
I'm still,
type.
yeah, I might still see a new one, but yeah, like
Oh my god!
See, that's why they continue to make these movies, because
yeah,
niggas like you will just keep
another
going
movie.
and-
to keep
I will watch
making.
it too. So.
Mission Impossible. I saw that shit too. Nigga, it was a movie weekend, dog. It was fucking lit.
How's Mission Impossible?
Fire. I almost had a panic attack in the middle of the movie because I'm like, Tom, stop doing this shit, bro.
Stop running! Stop sprinting!
No,
There's
grabbing
a part
a
where
plane,
he's
bro.
underwater. Like I already have a fear of water, and I'm not gonna spoil it, but bro, my heart was beating. I'm like, literally holding my head.
Yeah.
That's you know it's bad when Africans hold their head like this.
Right.
You know it's
There's
bad.
an F1 movie that Dams and Idris and Brad Pitt
it
are
looks
gonna
so
be in,
fire.
and they were gonna go with Tom Cruise,
Oh,
but they said they can't handle Tom. They're like,
Yeah,
he's
yeah,
like,
yeah.
bro, I've worked, and the guy is the guy that works with him on all the Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
He's like, Brad is gonna hear the instructions, learn the parameters, learn the limitations,
Yep.
and stick within them.
Tom is gonna take it all the
going
way.
to push those
what
limitations.
if I die? Like, he's that type of guy.
He said he's not gonna stop acting until he dies.
I kind of rate that. to
Him
be
and
honest.
Jackie Chan. Jackie Chan said the same thing.
Yeah, Jackie needs to catch up, bro. 'Cause Tom is smoking that nigga. Because what in terms of action movies recently?
In terms of
You said recently?
total.
No, you said recently. You just said
yeah.
recently.
Recently.
Okay.
Yeah.
Recently, yeah. Because
No, I know Jackie Chan's the OG. Like, don't
we're
blame
not
me.
gonna fuck.
Have you watched
We're not gonna front on
the-
the fucking king, my nigga.
Did the other
That
Karate
boy
Kid
got
come out
40
yet?
years.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. My bad.
Did
40
the other
years of
Karate Kid come
catalog.
out?
Yeah,
think it might.
soon, soon. Yeah,
Or it's
I've been-
coming?
Yeah, I've been seeing the.
Is it? Yeah. Oh,
That's
okay.
all off the strength of Cobra Kai at Netflix. Yeah. It's so crazy. That movie, that show did so much better than people thought it was gonna do. Like, when do you ever see that where they make a show off an original movie
Yeah.
20 years later
Yeah.
and it works? With the same person. You know, that's the other part. It's the
that's
same
crazy.
guy.
Oh yes, Ralph Macchio. Yeah.
And the other dude. The main guy
that's right.
is,
And the
is
other
Cobra Kai
the Cobra
guy.
Kai guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The main guy. Bro, that movie when you were a kid, dog,
That-
you want to see Recess. Everybody's outside fucking leg up.
fucking that.
To fight.
Blood
I'm a
sport.
fairy.
Just start running
yeah,
away.
yeah, I'm a fairy. Yeah.
Wow, look at the lineage. They never saw that coming.
Oh man.
When that movie comes, it's
Chuck
definitely
Norris
coming
was the
back.
man.
Though. I love it.
Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris was the man.
He was,
Oh my gosh.
he was
Have you
a
ever
guy.
seen one of his ads recently? I actually watched it
Recently?
all. It's long. As
Wait,
shit. The ads.
Chuck Norris is alive?
Yeah, he's still going.
Yes.
Oh, wait, what am I saying? It's Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris never
Chuck Norris
dies.
doesn't die.
And so he has this one ad because he has a product and it's like all the vitamins together that you can like drink in a powder or something like that.
So
and
I
it will
can be
help
like
you.
Chuck Norris?
And you can be like Chuck Norris and you could live longer and you could still look good at 80, 79,
yeah.
85 years
85,
old. He
yeah.
still looks the same. And it's like the longest. I just kept watching it. I don't know why. I'm like, I might buy this just because.
Chuck Norris, man.
Chuck Norris approved,
Fucking
man.
Chuck Norris.
And he's on his ranch and he's like walking around.
He's
And
doing
he's like, I can
roundhouse
still
kicks.
this and this. And I'm like, what the hell?
You know how they'll have specific products in the world that have like, oh, this has the check mark Scotch Brite, approved product, and then people will be like, oh yeah, it's got that, so this must be official.
Norris seal of
they
approval.
have Chuck Norris seal of approvals, okay?
Yeah.
Just because he endorsed it, they're like, yep, I'm on it. Chuck
Chuck Norris
Norris good. You know?
Well, it's just the same as
Norris doesn't do
Oprah
push-ups.
or
He pushes the earth.
Martha
down.
Stewart.
Exactly that. Exactly that.
Yeah.
Divide by 0. Yeah.
When they put their name on things, it gets
you
sold.
guys had
So.
characters back then, like him, Steven Seagal.
Bro,
Yeah,
when
yeah,
we
yeah.
talking action
That
movies,
nigga
bro.
had fake karate, but it's
Listen,
coming
there's
in like
nobody
this.
that knows
Steven
action
Seagal.
movies more than a Jamaican child.
Yo,
Okay?
you watch Bloodsport?
No, here's the thing.
Yes?
Yeah.
That shit traumatized me.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Steven Seagal, and Clint Eastwood are like Superman, Batman, and Spider-Man. in
Can't forget
Jamaica, bro.
Sylvester Stallone. You gotta
Yo, Sylvester,
Rambo.
everybody in Expendables. Everyone.
pretty much.
When they made that movie,
That's
I thought
every old man's
this is the
boner, bro.
series
That
finale
movie?
of Jamaican Men
Boner?
Over
That's
Fifty.
ridiculous.
Yeah! Getting
Oh
bricked up
my
and shit. I'm telling you,
gosh.
the way those niggas reacted, my dad was too excited for
Yeah,
this
no,
movie.
they were amped. They
That's
were
what I'm
amped.
saying.
Every
Yeah.
immigrant dad in the world was completely.
telling you, like-
they spontaneously combusted.
Exactly.
No pun intended.
No pun intended.
But the only real one out of all of them that could actually fight for real and fought professionally was Chuck Norris.
No, Steven Seagal as well. He's a black
No.
belt.
Steven Seagal.
I trust me. I used
he's a
to.
cop. He's Jamaican. He's everything.
I used to deal with his. I used to deal with his assistant. He trust me. He's a certified real black.
Time out. Time the
Chill out. Oh, no. Chill out, man.
What do you? Steven Seagal's assistant. What the fuck?
I hung out with Steven Seagal's assistant.
Steven Seagal is he has a mastery of Aikido, a Japanese
That man,
martial
that man
art.
a real killer.
No, here's the thing. Like a lot of people, like I got love for Steven Seagal. Like he lives in the Philippines. He's beloved.
Yeah.
I'm sure you love him because he also makes reggae music.
Nah, I love him because
You know?
he did that. What? The Harder They Fall? No, what was that movie called with the Jamaicans?
Probably I don't remember
License
which
to
one.
Kill?
License to Kill. One of them. There's License to Kill. There's fuck, I can't even remember the names. But here's the thing. For the longest time he was considered legit, but over time people were like, when we look back, this guy's actually
A fraudster.
a fraud.
Yeah.
Why?
Like
Because his karate shit was this.
Oh no, I'm not talking about what he's doing in the movies.
because when you look back at his tapes, what he was teaching, everyone's like, nah, this guy doesn't know what he's talking about. He's actually a
he
fraud.
taught like he had.
Like when they show him teaching, like
You know
like they
those,
say he
like,
could do. There's some Filipino martial arts that he practices, which is like real killer shit, and so he practiced that too. But like in a real actual fight, if he was to go up against Chuck Norris, if he was to go any of those guys,
You get fucked
like the
up.
only person that would beat everybody up is Chuck. And they even say.
Chuck almost
like-
beat up Bruce Lee, didn't he?
Well, that's the thing.
Oh, shit.
Because it's Bruce Lee, everyone's like, it's Bruce Lee. No one can beat up Bruce Lee. But they're like, if it was a real fight, we all know Chuck would
Chuck,
win.
Chuck,
Because he's the real
Chuck
fighter.
was the only
that
person
actually
that they said
won.
was like the closest to actually beating him in a fight.
What is he,
Well,
ginger?
because they didn't even have real fights, like a real actual fight. They just like spar. So
I feel like we're due for a new Bruce Lee movie done right. Like
Who'd
they
you cast?
they did it all right once, and never again. And it was all right. It wasn't like
I enjoyed Dragon.
I liked it, but it wasn't like I feel like they could have gotten way more in depth. It seemed very surface level and rushed. Like we were just jumping timelines through his story. to like the highlights.
Speaking of that, the Jungle Book, the guy that played Dragon, the Bruce Lee story, played the dude in Jungle Book. He played Mowgli. I actually did like that remake.
I hate that whole
The live
genre is
action?
gone.
Yeah,
Basically,
the live action. Yeah.
that whole genre is basically gone.
Of
Like
what?
they make the one-off action movie here and there,
Yeah.
but we don't have action stars anymore other than The Rock.
Well, they're all comedian. To be honest, they're all comedian actors
Jason
now.
Statham.
When you think
John
about it,
Cena.
Liam Neeson, like
Yeah.
it's those guys now. Like that's gonna be the new version.
Liam
of that.
Neeson's the old. That's
I know, but
from
I'm
that
saying
era.
like they churned that into the movie of that. You know what I mean? Where you have Jason Statham being
I feel no.
invincible and-
well,
I was saying that all the action ones are like comedians now. Like Kevin Hart is in
yeah,
action.
Ride
figures.
Along and
You know
shit
what I
like
mean?
that.
Ah, okay,
yeah.
okay, yeah.
Exhibit.
There's no like real. I'm scared of this guy. It's like
Yeah.
jokes mixed with
Yeah.
action.
Okay.
And I feel like there was a moment where like the Ong Bak guy looked like he was gonna be the
Tony
next
Jaa.
Tony Jaa.
My guy, yo.
Tony Jaa looked
was
like,
sick.
and they remember the whole like appeal of Ong Bak was this is real.
Yeah.
These
Yeah.
are real hits.
You get elbowed.
That is
everyone.
muy
Sure, be like-
brand.
Slow motion, man, get
Elbow.
noosh in his head with the weenus.
You try that? I'm 30. I want to say it. Nah, but that's crazy. Hit a man in the head with the weenus? Whoa. And he's KO?
Where's your weenus?
First, whoa, what?
Where's your weenus?
Don't ask me that.
Why?
That's crazy.
Why is it crazy?
Where's my weenus?
Yes, not your wieners, your weenus.
Wieners, plural?
I don't know what a weenus now is.
This
It's the other side.
is it this part, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
Yeah, right
it's-
here.
So if you know what it is, why are you acting like it's crazy?
Because you know
Because
why. You know why, man. Why would I man that? Like, that's crazy.
What do
Where's
they
your
call
weenus?
that?
Oh
The
my
weenus?
gosh.
Because it's got the same skin as your nutsack? No.
I wasn't there when they named it.
now you can say. All right,
Who
something
was there when they
crazy.
named it?
Yeah, word.
Oh, why would that be the weenus?
The brain named itself. That's crazy.
That's wild.
That's crazy. I don't think we talk about that enough. But who named the rest of this shit?
Some kid in the corner for sure.
I feel like there's some things we should learn. We should know. Who came
with
up with words? Who
Weenus.
came up with with math?
The Arabs for sure. You know that.
Who came up with body
It's-
parts?
It was popularized in Friends.
It says slang in the 90s.
Weenus. Like what?
Yeah, it says that TV show Friends. Chandler was the one because it's not the actual name.
Oh no, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about body parts in general.
Oh,
Like who named the heart? Who said this is
That's
a
some
lung?
deep questions, bro. What the
I
fuck?
don't know.
I'm saying though.
Chat, no, you're asking the real question. Like, chat,
I feel like that's a legit question. Does anybody know that?
chat has to know.
Shouldn't we know
Yeah,
who
I'm
named
asking.
our body parts?
You want to add that to all the things that they want to teach you in school and have you memorize?
You
Yes.
should know that shit.
Mike,
actually.
We should, I
Yeah, we
should
should.
know who named me.
The Latin. The Latin.
The Latin?
Yeah.
You think it's the Latin? You're going
Because
with Latin?
everything comes from Latin. So like even when they're like when they try
Yeah,
to
but
come up
who?
with
It had to be a person.
the
first Latin
medical like the,
There
in
had
the
to be
medical
a governing
industry.
body of like medicine.
Yeah, I feel like
Pre-science though.
pre-science.
It has to be pre-science because when you get to science, that's when you gotta, you know what I'm saying? Why are you laughing?
Because the producer is saying bullshit in my ear. The guy know who created it. Ricky Martin. The first Latin.
we bang.
But what I mean like
Enrique Iglesias.
I'm like you know how English is derived from Latin?
Yeah, I know what you mean, like pig Latin and shit like
not
that.
not like
yeah.
Latinos.
like Latinos.
What he said is crazy.
Not like those Mexicans. That's what it sounded like.
Not them. Never.
no, don't do that to me. No.
Oh my God. Yo, this girl tweeted that, shout out to Picciarino. She said, this man just laughed way too hard at my very light joke. He doubled over holding his chest. You not slick. I had to cut the convo off there. I do not like that. And I asked
He's
Alicia,
faking.
and she was like, "Yeah, that's the thing. You can tell
That's
when
nasty.
Like I know you're lying. It's okay.
you can tell when a man's laughing for some boom boom.
Oh, the
or just
pom
doing
pom laugh.
anything in
What are the
general.
telltale
That's just
signs?
like too much. It's like all right, yo.
What if he's helping
What
you
are
too
the
much?
telltale signs? Yeah.
What are the telltale signs that this nigga wants some pussy?
When you're like overly friendly, I
What's
feel like
overly
that's
friendly?
like
See, there's no winner with niggas.
I want to hear it.
You can't be too good This is what I'm talking about.
No.
When I say they want the bad things, you can't be too good of a nigga.
I think it's overly. No, it's okay. So it's overly friendly when we know you're not that friendly.
How do you know though? Especially upon,
certain people have that demeanor about them. You know what I mean? And you could just tell.
They turn
But
it
then
on.
when they're like, imagine seeing a street nigga who just came and all of a sudden was like the nicest person to you.
Well, that's
who's
what
acting like super corny at the same
That's what
time.
I hear Toronto
And I
girls
feel
say
like,
that American niggas do. And that's why you love them more.
well, I don't know about that.
That's what I've been told.
They know how to balance. They know how to balance it.
I've been told that American
Okay, well,
guys
I'm
are
thinking about
nicer.
Toronto. That's true. But like, I'm talking about Toronto, man.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you think about a Toronto man?
Because that's why Toronto women love American men. They're like, oh, they're so much nicer to us than Toronto niggas.
Yeah, they are nice. Yeah. Not as a whole though, but yeah, there are some.
Hey,
You
man.
know I
More signs like
respect women.
laughing, being nicer than normal. But even that's kind of shaky in the light. What else?
Overtly helpful?
Yeah, but
yeah,
I
it's
just
kind
think
of crazy. Yeah.
then you
I'll fix your
know.
car. Yeah, that's crazy.
No.
Damn. my
What?
bad. No, I'm saying like, shit like that. It's like, you know.
If
Like, I
offering
have an
acts of
emergency,
service-
sure.
Offering acts of service on first meet, is that a telltale sign?
No, so that's
Especially
the
if it's
thing.
not in, like, a flirty way?
It's just like when you feel that it's not being genuine, that it's forced, right?
Okay,
There's some
okay.
people who are just naturally nice, who
Yeah.
are going to be like, "Oh, let me help you out," and it's not being forced. There's
what if a
other
nigga just
people,
thinks you're
it's
so
like
funny?
you can just
Yeah.
tell. No, you can just tell.
Damn.
What if you just don't believe in your jokes enough? What if you just don't believe in your premise?
Well, then that's something that has to come through.
What
I
if
think
you're like, oh, this bit doesn't have legs, but it does in his mind.
And his mind is like, oh my God, I found the woman of my dreams.
Yeah.
She shares my style of
And
humor.
was
In her head, she's like, this creepy ass nigga laughing too hard.
was she talking about like just one joke or all her jokes? 'Cause that's
She
another
just
thing.
said this man just laughed way too hard at my very light joke.
Oh.
So it was one joke, and she interpreted it as a light joke.
Have you guys ever done that?
What if it
Have I ever laughed? I was wondering that,
You have
and I
absolutely.
think
This
I
man be chuckling from
not-
like, okay, listen.
I don't think I laughed.
morning.
I don't think I laughed harder. I think I'm more open-minded.
Yo, shut up, nigga. What do you mean? Say it again. What do you mean?
I think I'm more open-minded. Like, whereas if you're trying to get that joke off and I knew you, then I'm just like, I'll judge the joke for what the joke is.
Oh, okay, you're being kind.
But yeah, I'm more open-minded to where it'd be like, yeah, you get your joke off, and I'll probably laugh. To even if I don't find it that funny, I'll laugh to more support you. Whereas if I knew you, I probably wouldn't laugh at this.
I get that. I understand.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I do that all the time.
Or
Because at a certain
also
point, you
think
don't
that
want to
you-
come off as mean or mean-spirited as well. And I think that that's what guys are trying to steer away from. You don't want to seem like the stern, strict guy.
Yeah.
So like, you're gonna be more jovial and more, you know what I mean? Like, haha, like you're just way more outgoing than you would be once you know the person.
It happens in comedy all the time. There's people that give you pity laughs, like when it's a dead room, and people are like, all right, let's.
And you got about 4 minutes.
Maybe not that one
got about
Nigerian
4
room,
minutes
but like
until you
everywhere else. Yeah.
You got about 4 minutes until you actually have to be funny. After 4 minutes, the audience is like,
that's
I don't owe
drama.
this guy anything anymore.
Yeah.
It's like they
all
actually
right,
make me laugh.
let's wrap
Have you
it
ever had
up.
to tell, like, have you ever had to tell someone you're dating they're not funny?
I wouldn't date them if they were not funny.
You know, I have a friend that's very, very passionate about believing that women are way funnier than men. And I remember
Like
this.
he doesn't believe?
No, she.
Oh, she does believe.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. She's very passionate about it. And I've seen her
You're right.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I've seen her have very intense arguments about why women are way more funnier than men and how she can never date anybody that's not funny for herself because she
wow.
thinks she's hilarious.
Does she do stand up?
And no.
I think women are wittier than men. Funnier, I don't think.
I think wittier, sarcastic, like there's certain things that
think-
we can pull off.
I think women are
You know what I mean?
wittier and more sarcastic, whereas I think men are funnier because we're open to more things and doing more things for the joke and for the laugh.
Yeah, it's because women are better
Women will
liars.
still
They can come up with better things.
I want the pink.
Come on.
What does Squirt say to you?
Don't get the ball. I don't want the ball. This is your shot.
Go crazy.
Women will tell you they're better liars. I've heard that more from women than I've heard
They're
that from men.
definitely better liars.
Women are way better liars
No
than men.
questions asked. But
Men
I think
suck at
that's
lying.
partly because of our ego.
Yeah.
I think a lot of
for
women
sure.
can get away with a lot of things because they play into our ego.
Yeah. 100%.
What do you think, Ace?
Yeah.
I rest my case.
Yeah.
But no, I do think that I think men are more willing to put themselves in precarious positions for
They'll
the laugh.
do the most.
And do the most for the laugh, whereas women will still have their boundaries.
Yeah.
I don't think, especially if you're a white boy, there's no boundary for the laugh.
No.
I
Yeah.
have a question for you and your friend. Do you think the friend is funny?
Yeah, I think she's funny. But like, it's not, I'm going to stand on, I don't know if she could do stand up. But it's not the funny that he's referring
Well, there's
to. You know
different.
what
I don't
mean?
think that that's even a thing either, because I believe that there are people who don't do stand up that are funnier than people that do stand up,
sure.
and I do think that there are people who do stand up that are funnier than people who don't.
Yeah.
But I don't think that if you do stand up, you are just
The funniest.
The funniest.
No.
Yeah.
Because there are niggas I see just on Twitter, bro, that I'm like, if you chose to go on stage, I'll give it up. Like some people's minds just work in a crazy way, and I feel like we had this discussion before. I think everyone's funny. It just you got to find who laughs.
Right.
Yeah.
That's
You
all it
have to
is.
find the person that compliments.
Everybody
the
has
humor.
friends, and if you have a friend, you have someone that laughs at what you say sometimes.
Yeah.
You know what? This is all making me think about today. I did the graduation for Sheridan, and I was handing out pins because I graduated from Sheridan. So they asked me to come back and give the graduating class like their pins when
Flex.
they're going off stage.
Flex on them.
Yep.
Were they hitting them folks or anything? Any
no.
of those dances?
It's 2025. Nobody's doing that shit.
No,
First
what?
of all, it
Did you see those
was
videos in the
Yes.
South?
They're hitting the folks in 2025?
I've seen maybe one or two people do that, but they're
Do
like
they?
just
They're
doing
just next year. Yeah,
dances.
this is
They're
next
just
year.
doing
Yeah,
dances,
yeah.
yeah.
no, they didn't do that. I will say I understand why all our schools need international students now because I can count on my two hands how many white folks there was in that place. That's how many. It was honestly AAPI. That's it. I was like, holy shit. I was like, this
What
is crazy.
school is this? And
Sheridan.
And what faculty?
Advertising, marketing.
That's shocking.
Exactly. I was
That is
really
shocking.
surprised. I was really surprised.
Yeah.
Because like I understand
whites?
like,
Where are the whites?
there was this
that a
like
recession
little
indicator?
few. There was like a ton. There's even a tons of Africans who like are foreigners that came first gens, not second gens.
Yeah.
But like I was just like, this is insane. Like
That
I
is
just
wild.
because when I went there and because I was in the advertising program. It was white folks,
Majority
and
white.
especially like white bros. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so yeah, if they were white, there was like Latina, some like
I wonder if that has anything to do with social media and being able to basically create your own ad company from memes if you wanted to.
Yeah, probably.
Because that's what Fuck Jerry did.
Yeah.
And Fuck Jerry
And a
is
lot
like
of people-
white boys like
Yep.
icon.
Haven,
like that's
yeah.
their guy.
what from when there
created
was white? No, I know, but what are you talking about? When there was white people or white bros? Or
Yeah. When they're
no,
white,
it's just
I'm saying though the white bros have maybe converted to just trying to create their
Being
own
entrepreneurs instead.
Yeah, they're
yeah,
not. Yeah,
They're probably like just in the straight business, maybe,
Exactly.
or like finance. Well, no,
because you don't
know.
necessarily.
I don't know,
to
but
sell-
yeah.
Finance is still
to
white.
prove to someone that you can sell
yeah,
their product to
Yeah.
people, you don't need to go to school. You just got to be able to sell to them,
yeah.
right? So it's like I see a lot of those ad agencies on social media disguised as meme pages, and they sneak in the ads every couple posts or whatever.
But-
and Fuck Jerry is basically who kind of designed that model, I think.
But also, it is like, you know, with the whole we're going to stop or cut down international students. And it was because a lot of people would just come here they would go to school just to go to school, right? So that they could come here and get their like visa. So I don't know how
So
many
was the
people are
graduating class
actually.
small?
No, it was huge.
Okay.
I did like 600 pins. Like it was
God,
a lot of
what?
people. Yeah.
Christ.
And this is only one section. This
shit.
was like advertising, marketing. I think there was an HR in there and
Gang, gang.
like
And only a
business
handful of whites.
something. Yes.
That's
Wait,
It was
no whites
so-
HR is crazy.
It was so
That's a recession.
insane.
No
This
whites.
is wild. Bro, I went to Walmart the other day and I saw a white woman Like she looked like
I saw a white woman.
no, like cashier.
Okay.
Okay, yeah. That's
You never see?
No,
No,
like,
not anymore.
she wasn't poor. Like she wasn't visibly poor white. She wasn't missing any teeth.
That's crazy.
She looked like she could have been a school teacher.
Just taking an extra
That
shift.
is a young mom just taking an extra
Where
shift.
are the whites?
And I was like, what?
Yeah.
Dufferin Mall?
No.
That blows my mind.
I'm actually curious,
I've
where are
gone to
they?
Dufferin Mall for years. Minorities, nonstop, everywhere, every turn. To see a white woman working cash there was like, it was one of those things that stood out. That's how I
Yeah,
knew
yeah,
it was
yeah.
like, oh, this is normal. Because I was like, what? Are you supposed to be here?
Where do you think they're going for real?
They're not going anywhere. That's why they're pissed.
No, but where are they though? If they're not in
Bro,
these jobs,
I've had at least 4 or 5 of my last Uber Eats drivers were old white men.
Oh, wow.
Like I'm talking like 60s, 70s.
Well, you're on the other side.
I mean, they're everywhere else in Canada. Like
Listen.
we're talking
The other
Toronto.
side of the city.
Yeah, it's a different shade on your side.
Yes.
more Mumbai.
Specifically in Brampton.
Mumbai.
Now I'm a
Eats.
little bit more diverse over where I am now. Get a little bit of everything.
New Delhi.
No, but so when these kids were on stage, they'd come out and they'd be like, some of them were just like, yo, throwing up their hands. This one guy, turban and all, threw up the rock. And it was just, it got really awkward sometimes because
Why?
nobody was there to clap for them. And some of the kids were just like bigging themselves up. And
You're
I'm
not
like,
nice.
this is.
Well,
not
yeah,
nice.
see, and that's the thing too. It's like, man, when you watch these like HBCU schools, there's such a like togetherness
Yeah.
just because we're black.
Yeah. Well, you see
You
some
don't
clips.
know these kids.
The
Sometimes.
African girls,
Yeah.
they were all cheering for each
For each
other.
other, yeah,
always.
They were literally, they came out one time, 6 of them in a row, right? And I'm just like, dang, did y'all choose to like do this and have your name in order?
Yep.
And then there was a couple of other African kids that came on after, and they're like loud and they're cheering for them. But then
'Cause it's
there was
not
like
like high
little,
school
there was
graduation.
little, yeah. But
High school graduation,
collectively,
if you're just
everybody
a popular
knows,
kid,
yeah.
everybody.
yeah.
If you're not a popular kid, everybody kind of play golf claps, whatever.
Yeah.
Certain Asians are just like, hey, like it's mandatory you graduate. So it's like if you don't,
Yeah.
you know, it's like then they'll be like, you know. But if
Yeah.
you graduate, you're like, you better have.
Man, I was so
Yeah.
ashamed
Like,
when I
we
had to go
expect
back.
you to do that.
I was
What?
so ashamed when I had to go back.
To high school?
Yeah.
Oh.
Extra lap.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I was so ashamed. I didn't
fifth
feel
year?
it like I didn't
And it
take
wasn't because you
seriously.
didn't graduate the first time.
Yeah, it was because I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah.
graduate.
Yeah,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
No, 'cause you know there's people
I
who
did graduate,
choose.
but I wanted to get my grades higher for
okay,
to
super
get it.
senior.
Then you shouldn't have been
Consider.
embarrassed. I mean, I don't know. All the athletes wanted to go back.
I
so
was embarrassed
that's
just
why.
because I'm back at the school and everybody's like, "What are you doing here?
That's tough, yeah.
What are you doing here?" And I'm older than everybody, and I know I'm older than everyone, and I know all my friends are like doing college.
Yeah.
Kind of felt like I was being left behind.
For sure.
And even though when I got to college, I spent 1 semester and I was gone.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't know. Going back, it felt so shamed.
That's why, for me, I guess, just because everybody who was in athletics, like at Father Gates, everybody came back because
Yeah.
they all wanted that 5th year to get their grades up, but then also play better.
Play
Like,
better.
there's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
that many
yeah.
people who actually left at the 4th year. So for 5th year for us, we were just like, okay, you're
you guys
coming
are
back.
blessed.
Like, yeah.
No shame.
Yeah, I just know one friend who couldn't graduate, so he had to come as somebody's +1 to prom, so that he could come with us, like be in his friends.
Damn.
Damn, that's sad.
Damn,
Yeah, that was
son.
hard still.
Damn, son.
Yeah. He
That
eventually
was me.
graduated.
I didn't get. I went to my prom. I didn't get to go to my prom. Well,
Yeah.
I left my last semester to go to another school to try and graduate there, so I could be eligible for this scholarship.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got kicked out of that school, I'm just like, damn. Now all my friends are graduating, and I'm just out here. It's like I felt like a loser just going to the prom.
Trust me.
Just to sell everybody weed. And just like,
That's your more sad.
man, like,
You're that guy.
I was that guy at the prom. You know, I'm like
The older guy with the weed. Yeah.
well, we're all the same age, but everyone's dressed up. Like I couldn't
Yeah.
dress up and go.
That's
you know, I was
crazy.
just like outside. You know, just
chilling.
let me know when you guys go to the telly, man. I'm like,
Yeah, that's sad. I would have stayed home,
Oh no! Let me know when you go to the telly.
You couldn't get somebody to be your date? Like, you'd be their +1?
They leave extra later than they were supposed to. You're still standing outside like, fuck, man.
Man, bro.
Yeah, man.
Text like, is it lit inside?
He was at the corner of the one of the Tim Hortons. Did y'all used to hang out at the Tim Hortons? Did you have people who hung out at the Tim Hortons?
There was a coffee time.
Coffee time hangs
McDonald's for us.
Coffee
Yeah.
time,
Yeah.
way better
McDonald's?
food.
McDonald's.
It was when you were
Way
younger.
better food.
Yeah.
Coffee time?
Yes.
I've never had it.
Way better
Yeah.
food than
I don't think there's
Timmy's.
coffee
Yeah,
time
for
in the West.
I've
I've only seen them downtown.
Coffee Time had that crack. What is it? The cornmeal
Crack?
muffin.
I believe crack.
Brother.
If you know, you know.
Come on,
Oh
man.
my
Big back,
days.
big back.
Big bags for life, nigga.
Because they'll toast that, throw some butter in there. Ooh, come on.
Crack.
Come
That's
on.
me with the blueberry muffin now at Tim Hortons. Put some butter, split that in the middle, heat it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fruit explosion.
I like the fruit explosion.
Nah, not for me.
Not
man.
me.
I'll pass.
Not me, I like women.
Explosion.
June, gay.
Gay, gay,
Gay.
We're outside, man. We're outside, another girl. I'm outside. It's day party season again. Summer's here. Toronto's awake and alive.
Yeah.
People
What
are
the-
smiling. Jackets are off.
Yes,
What are
people
the
outside.
parties to go to this summer?
We got Do West Fest this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
That is my favorite street festival of the year, every year.
I'm gonna
And I
actually
feel like
try
it's
to
the
go.
newest one. I was not here about Do West Fest 5-6 years ago.
No.
During
Was
the
it a-
pandemic, I feel like my friends started talking about going all the time.
Was it a thing before that?
I don't know.
I know they extended it after 2023 or 2022. It was like not as, it's way longer of a route now. They took it over way more blocks.
All from
yeah.
Trinity Bellwood's on, right?
Yeah. And there's, man, it's a lot of DJs just camped outside of stores and clubs and bars.
2014.
See? It's old, but I feel like it was way smaller.
Yeah.
And then there's the Ossington one now too. That's like later on in the summer. Ozfest.
Ozfest.
Yeah.
Ozfest, I think.
But
And that was
Ossington
a-
Oh
is
yeah, I
that was another
accidentally ended up
giant
in that
party.
one.
that one's wonderful, man.
Yo, last year I seen someone, I was at home and someone was live streaming it on TikTok. And everyone's partying and there's one guy on his balcony just directing the crowd essentially, and everybody's just like, yeah, dude, like, and you can tell he just came out to vibe. It was so funny, but yeah, no, the day parties are day partying. Palm trees, June 28th. Don't slip.
That's my birthday.
That's his birthday.
Hey,
Don't slip, man. What time do you guys show up at day parties?
man.
Starts at 4, ends at 9. What time do you show up?
420,
This fucking guy.
which is
5:36.
5:36ish.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just enough, so I can wear my tinted glasses and the sun is still out. I still look kind of fire,
This guy's so
When
calculated.
it gets dark, it's like I'm out. Batman, I'm out of here.
No, you're not.
I am.
Oh yeah, you gotta go to apartment before it gets back.
This guy. Listen,
You gotta get that free guest list.
Yeah, I got a cop for you, but you gotta be here early.
I haven't made those calls in a long time. Right now, it's just give a
I
head nod.
hate that. I got a comp for you, but you gotta be here early. I'm
nasty.
never gonna be
like
there
early
early. Let me
days.
tell you right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I will never be there.
I think I want to start going to day parties earlier though. I don't. I'm like a halfway through, closer
See,
to the end.
I
type of
don't
person.
trust Toronto to be at the day party early.
I think
And
that's
that is,
why.
I think why everyone goes at a certain time.
You go
People
early to
don't
get
trust-
that. You get early to get the stamp and then leave.
This is
Come
Toronto
back.
though. Like
Smart.
that, a lot of people do that.
Yeah.
And then it's just a culture. Like when you go to Montreal, people are on time. Like I've been to the clubs there.
Yeah.
11 o'clock, shit's jumping.
That's true.
People are out by 1:30, 2 o'clock if they're having a really good time.
Yeah.
Toronto wants to get there at 12:30, 1 o'clock,
And then complain.
and then complain that it's not going till 4.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I get it. You want to get there in the thick of it. Shit's hot, no build up. You're just in on it.
Yeah.
yeah.
But bruh, if we want to like,
It doesn't work that way.
it's not. There's only 2 hours of daylight.
Yeah.
You get there at 6, the sun is gone in 2 hours.
Yeah. I have 2
That's
hours.
not
though.
true. It was
I got
like
2
9
hours.
o'clock yesterday when the
Yeah,
sun went
yeah.
down.
I'm
you know?
exaggerating, but still.
Yeah. I think that, I definitely think that we need to start going out earlier. When I was in New York, it was like I was on time for all the parties, and that's just
And people were on time.
yeah, they were on time. There
And
was this
people
one
leave
place.
early.
There's this one place called Dambala. It's in Brooklyn, and it's a new spot. And on Sunday nights, they have this like party. And we were down the street at this Nigerian spot, and we're like, oh, it's just down the street. We'll just wait. I think the party started at 9. By like 9:45 is like when we want to walk over there.
Yeah.
Huge lineup already.
Line down the block.
Jeez.
Yeah.
That's actually fire though.
People
just-
in people
I was just like,
other
all right,
places.
everybody was ready. Yeah, they were ready.
Everywhere I go other than Toronto, people are London, LA, Miami,
yeah.
you name it.
DC.
Miami might be the only place where it's like, all right, everybody's gonna be there late. Cool.
New
But that's
New
because
York.
the
Yeah,
party's not gonna
Miami, yeah,
stop
for
till
sure.
6 a.m.
Yeah.
So
good
it's
point.
like, well,
That's a good
why are we
That's
getting
why,
there
yeah.
early anyways?
Yeah.
LA, like they end really early for their
Yeah,
parties. Like
that's
regular
why they
clubs,
come early.
Yeah.
1
yeah.
o'clock,
Ugh.
they'll be done.
Regular clubs, if you go to a regular club in LA,
It's boring.
just shoot yourself.
Hmm.
What are you doing? Unless you're going to penthouse and it's a day party, I don't see the point. So
Yeah.
friggin' when you go to other places, people are on time and they leave early.
Okay.
So like if the party's all right to good, an hour left of the party, people are already filtering out. If the party's sick,
Yeah.
people are staying to the end. Cool. But they're there early. You know
So
what
they
I
get the
mean?
whole
So they
time.
get the entire experience.
I would do that more if I had to like pay a ticket, you know,
Yeah.
and like actually had to pay. a
Flex
good-
on them.
Like
Flex
a
on
four,
them.
no, I'm talking about like if you're
If I
going to
actually
a
have pay for these
party.
fucking tickets.
Yeah. Like you broke
Oh my
these?
gosh!
If I wasn't
Not going.
important,
Yeah. I couldn't.
No, but if
never-
you had to pay like for a $40 ticket, right?
Yeah.
I'm personally not doing that. But if I did, I'm like, I'm gonna want to go there early
and
because
it's not
now
just
I'm
a
gonna
$40
want
ticket,
to.
$20
because it's-
parking.
But this is so. This is what I
$10
said. This is what I
gas.
said to my
Ooh,
friend
Yeah, that's a good point.
in New York because a lot of the parties, for the most part, were either free or they were like cheap, $10. I was like, there needs to be a rule where the parties are just free or super cheap because I feel like people would come and spend more money. When I already have to pay $40, $50 for a ticket,
not
now I
buying as
have to
many
think
drinks.
about everything else.
Yeah.
I'm already 50 down and plus another 20 for parking, so that's 70 down.
Damn.
And if I want to get one of these dumbass expensive drinks that they're selling for $16, $17, $18 now, there's $100 that I
right
spent, $100
Yeah.
just to do the bare minimum of showing up and having your first drink. That's it. So
we're
I
having
feel
one
like
of
if it was,
the problem with the free party though is there's a lot of people that'll flake and not show up because there's no value to something that
Yep.
was free. So
There's
they'll
no
just be like,
ties.
but that's,
so they'll respond
but that's
and
fucked
say,
up.
But
Like,
it's not only that too. It is also fuck. Did I lose it? Did I lose it? No. It's also like you you are responsible. So
Yeah.
you're thinking about that.
Yeah.
Majority of people who going
not
to the
thinking
parties
about
are
that.
not responsible.
responsible.
That's what I wanted to
And
ask
they're
that
not
too.
they're not using their money wisely because they wouldn't buy $300, $400 bottles if they were.
is
Yeah.
So they're banking on the irresponsibility of people and their necessity for fun and saying, no, I'm gonna charge them to come in here and they're gonna pay for drinks. And even if they don't have the money, guess what? They'll put on their credit card or something. Because especially once you're lit, you're not stopping me from getting a drink if I have just even $20 to get the drink.
You're not stopping me.
You're
It's funny.
not stopping me.
I don't know. I just feel like I had more fun when I was just like, okay, I'm going there for free already, and yeah, I'm gonna get drinks, and I'm just gonna have a great time because now my budget is over. You know?
And that's what I think. Like age plays a factor too. I feel like, right? I
Yeah.
was gonna ask, was this an older crowd?
No.
No, really. I feel like the older you get, the more you're like, yeah, I want to get the time.
To
Was
be
there
honest,
bottle
the first
service
time.
there?
I feel that.
You know what I mean?
Was there
Yeah.
booths and bottle service?
So the Sunday party one, there wasn't really. There was a couple of booths, but this was just mainly vibes.
And that was the free one?
Everybody was small. That one was free, and then the Friday one, I think they had tickets for maybe like $15 max, $10 to $15, and I went to that one,
Yeah.
and that one had like it was a huge place, and it had a bunch of bottle like.
but you
booths
had
and all
more
that
fun at
other
the free
stuff.
place.
I had fun at both of them.
Oh, okay. I thought you were saying you had more
No,
fun because
I
it
had-
was free.
Well, I didn't pay for the first one regardless, but I was just thinking overall
Yeah.
how there's some parties here that will tax you for the tickets. And I'm like, that doesn't necessarily encourage me to want to go.
Also, like in terms of the money it takes to throw a party, like DJs, MCs, security, cleaners, all that stuff. It adds
Ads,
up. I'm not gonna-
marketing.
It adds up.
No, and I understand why people charge.
Yeah.
It's just that, and especially if they're not getting a cut of the bar.
Yeah, you usually
what I
not,
mean?
which is that's the main crux of the issue is that a lot of these places are not giving you
I guess
any
not.
of the bar, not even.
I guess that's now, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
before
yeah.
it used to be able, like I would say
You get a
pre-pandemic, it
percentage.
was a lot more easier to get a percentage of the bar, like 50-50, 70-30. But now it's just you get the door, we're getting the bar, and oh, by the way, you have to reach this bar minimum.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
if
yeah.
you don't, then
so
we-
they add
we-
they add all these
all this stuff.
speculations.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta give a bar minimum of
Whatever.
5 or 10,
Stipulations.
10 grand in one night. It's
Yeah,
like,
yeah, yeah.
When
No, I get why
producers are
people-
doing them a favor because like it's so hard for restaurants or venues or just spots to like continuously bring people in and fill their club on a weekly basis. So you need producers and people that throw shows, but then they'll still like cheap out and be like, all right, but we're gonna keep our, we're gonna keep all alcohol sales and not give you none. It's like, come on, man, you need us.
yeah.
And I think it's maybe it's also my mentality because there's not a lot of parties that I actually love anymore, right?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I'll go there and I'll be like I can't believe people are paying for this type vibes.
I think
maybe
you're more
if you
informed
had
now.
maybe if you had like great ass experiences, like I literally had the time of my life at that one party. I don't even remember. It's called South House or something like that. It was so fun.
When was the last time you guys really like spent money on a ticket to go to an event?
I more so spend money at the bar. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But
That's
like,
the last time I just
when have you like said, you know what, I'm putting down money. I'm not. See what I'm saying?
I'm not freezing. I'm just going through time.
Yeah.
I genuinely just don't go out if I need to do that for the most part, unless I'm supporting a friend. Like I bought tickets for first come first serve, even though I knew I didn't have to, but I just wanted to support.
Yeah, I'll do that
DP.
just because I want to support.
Yeah, yeah.
Even though I know I can just walk in.
Yeah, no, I'm fortunate and blessed to know that people like usually if I want to go to a party, I can find someone
person.
there that is responsible for it. Especially because I've done so much in the party space where it's like I've built up that sweat equity with people and like favors and all this stuff.
Favors,
So
You know,
listen, man.
And they want people to know, Marlon came to the
At a
party.
certain
eh?
point, if someone came into town, I get the text. And it's like, all right, yo, this is happening, this is happening, this is happening. You need a booth, got you. Need weed, all right, cool, whatever.
yeah.
And that is like I would say that's one of the best networking that you could do is
When
being in
you
the club
play
scene.
play host to your city. Man.
Yeah, for sure.
No, it was funny. I was watching a group of dudes and just gay. Yeah. Just watching a group of dudes
Batsy boy.
in a lineup going to the club.
Okay.
Okay. And then me and my friends were laughing at this whole idea of like, do you know anybody that lined up at the club and got pussy at the end of the night?
Yeah.
Actually, man.
Yeah, actually a
Right?
lot.
Yeah, bro. Listen, man, we were young, but we were getting busy, man. Yeah.
Whoa.
Nah.
Christ.
What do you want?
Not saying things I saw. You're like,
Yeah, things I saw. I mean, I have. I
we get
saw.
to that.
But mind you,
Heavy on the weed.
there's different types of people that you see in the club. I guess the type of dudes we were seeing were like the guys. It was a bit cold, and you could just see them like out there, kind of waiting while everybody was being let in, and they were just
That was me.
waiting.
That was me
It's
once upon a
definitely not
time.
easy to get
know?
pussy when you're the guy in the line, but
what-
it
It
can happen.
get done, bro.
It can
I've
happen.
definitely been in that line at an apartment when I was like 19 in the cold. You know?
But I think to
Down
the
in
person,
apartment,
Whoa, what are we doing?
you are sick.
Get your hand in my
man.
pocket, nigga. No, we're not doing that. No.
Lego man t-shirt.
I think the person that does get pussy while standing in the line is actually more capable than the person that had that leg up by going in, with all the hookups. And, you know what I'm saying?
Capable. What do you mean capable?
Like the fact that you had a handicap already. You was in the line. You didn't get no VIP. You didn't get no
commoner, yeah,
special
yeah.
treatment. But you got in and you cleared out. You got a ting and you left.
I think
that's a
I think
flex.
the visibly broke guy that still gets pussy is the king of the club.
It's like how? It's honest. Yeah, that's right. Because it's like magic. Because like, you can barely even hear you. You're probably musty. You know what I
Oh
mean?
my
Like,
gosh.
Just think this guy's.
I knew once you said broke, I knew you were talking about yourself.
I was musty as crazy.
I just knew it. Oh my god.
I was broke.
I think that
Talk to me.
I think that
Niggas hated me. How does he keep doing this?
That's
They
the thing.
hated me.
If men are spending money, for sure they're hating on
Oh
them.
my
What?
God, this nigga got a personality.
Yeah.
I think that men need to be better at social cues and realize when it's time to just like let it go.
Oh my God.
Yo,
Because
I watched
had
a video
a
of
horrible
guy
experience.
talking about that.
Okay.
I saw a guy talking about that.
Yeah.
I can't remember what the Grits and Eggs podcast. We're talking about something to do with men and toxicity and how we handle women and talk to women. And a guy said he watched that. People have been up in arms about it, by the way. People were like, especially men, they're just calling them cucks and
Oh God.
capers and which, by the way,
Capers.
if I'm gonna keep for anyone,
Yeah.
it's for women.
Yeah. Imagine keeping for
What
another
am I
man.
keeping you for, you niggas? Batty boy. So this guy made a video talking about how he didn't realize like some of the times he had made women uncomfortable. And he's like, it brought me back to this time where I was talking to this girl and she kept like moving around there's like this big kitchen island and he's talking to her and she kept like moving around the island and he kept like following her and talking to her.
Oh,
And one of his
no.
boys had to come over to him and be like, hey, bro,
You gotta stop.
she not into it, man. And he's like, what do you mean? What's the problem? And he's like, she keeps moving away from you, bro. She's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
And he noticed at that moment that she kept going towards another man.
Yeah.
Like, doesn't matter what man it was, she was going beside another man.
Anyone but you.
Oh man.
And it's like,
And
bruh,
not picking up and catching the net. Like,
God.
ooh.
I am so like it truly boggles my mind that someone could be on this planet for more than 20 years and not know when someone doesn't want to talk to them.
Brother,
And past that, sometimes recognizing that someone doesn't want to talk to them and thinking that this is some sort of car sales.
yeah. Come on. It's me.
Literally. Literally.
Yeah.
Literally.
Oh, Dookie. And it's like, bro, that is so
It's me,
weird.
Mario.
Bro, I learned not to do that from seeing other niggas in
it?
the position
Yeah.
in real
Yeah.
time.
So let me tell you about this scenario. Me and my friend, we were there. We were just like, hanging out, chilling, vibing.
Relaxing, cool down,
and
shooting some people outside of school.
No. We were in the party. And this one guy comes towards me and he was just like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, I'm fine. And his friend goes towards my friend. And I'm like, what's up?
You're trapped. Yeah.
No, but then he was like, so my friend wants to talk to you. So that was the first thing. I was like, why?
Justification.
You're a nice man.
Because we're right beside each other. What was the
Oh
point?
my God.
And he goes up to my friend and says like, oh, what's your name? And she was like, no, like I have a man, right? And he's like, oh no, I just wanted to know because I want to talk to your friend. And so she was just like, so go.
So you
talk
could have
to
said
her.
that. You said, "What's your name?" to her.
Yeah, it was so weird. It was so weird. It was so weird.
Yeah, I can see it. Yeah. Nah.
So then the one guy that's talking to me, he was just like, yeah, my friend really wants to talk to you. So can he come and say hi? And I was like, sure.
there
So he comes and he says hi.
Is he cute? My nigga cute. Greatest meme ever.
They kind of like switch spots, right?
Oh my
Because we're right
God.
beside each other.
Wait.
Switch spots.
How old are these guys approximately?
I don't know. I hope
Gotta be
that they
27.
were. Actually, no, I don't think so. I think
said
they were
they gotta
like
be
early
27?
30s. Yeah, I think the guy that actually did it was close to my age. I think he might have been 34.
Early 30s and
Yeah.
doing a 2-man
Yeah, it was weird.
for the phone number?
Excuse me. Let me just go this way.
Shuffle over.
It's your boy. Yeah. You got
Yeah.
this. You got this.
They went butt to
That's what I'm saying.
butt
yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Looking at you in your
Weird.
eye too. I'm just-
That's crazy.
And then, so the guy comes over and he was like, hey, I'm whatever his name is. I don't even remember. And I'm like, okay, cool. What's
You
up?
remember this nigga?
I don't know his name.
Yo,
Was there a handshake that was done or no?
Probably because I'm just like,
one of
hey,
those, like, yeah.
you know. Like,
One
Yeah.
of those, like, nice to meet you.
yeah.
The handshake into the soul, like.
And he like
Starts laughing.
keeps trying to talk to me, you know, and I'm just like smiling and like whatever.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, cool. And then he starts like he put his hand on my back, and like I had part of my shirt like tucked in, so you feel like his hand on my back, and I look at, and he says in my voice, "I really like your body." I was like,
Police, help!
"Can you get your hand off of me, please?" Thank you. And he's like, "Oh, my bad. I just was drawn to you." I was like, "This is weird, bro."
Drawn?
This is
You
weird.
don't like art?
Picasso, nigga.
Drawn. This nigga had an art attack.
Nigga, Bob Ross.
And then he keeps going about how he's not from here, like he's only lived in America for a little while, how he was like living in Paris, but I'm pretty sure he's Congolese.
Don't do that.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got it.
I gotta hug it, man. I gotta hug it. I can't.
We got it,
That's your
folks.
boy.
There it is. No Jambo boys today.
That's tough, man.
And he just
A
kept.
Jamaican man would never.
Yeah, it was not. It was not a Jamaican man.
A Jamaican man would, for sure.
And then, so it's just like, okay, cool. And so, like, I'm really trying to just, like, you know, divert myself,
Yeah.
talk to my
You're
friend.
literally
Like,
turning around?
You know, so he'll just walk away because his friends now are over there,
Yeah.
like, dancing and having a blast. And we're slowly, like, trying to walk this way. And we're like, oh, do you want to go check out this, like, me and her? Oh, you want to go check out this part? And
He's walking backwards. He's hitting them folks.
he starts he's coming too. He was like, oh, you guys want to come over here? Like, we can go check out. And we were like, okay. And so we're still trying to walk to the back. And
This is so bad.
and then he was like, do you guys want a drink? And I was like,
Hail Mary.
I was like, fuck it.
You like drinks? You like drinks? You like drinks?
Come on, we can reel him in with a little bit of drink.
Nothing to me.
If you're gonna follow me, you might as well buy me a drink, right? You know? Come on.
Drink up, ladies. I look way better.
Yeah. For real.
Here, put these on.
The more you drink, the better I look.
Drink up, ladies.
So he goes and he buys a sense of humor.
God.
So he goes and he buys me a drink, and then like we're standing there, and then he was like, "Oh, does your friend want one?" I'm like, "Yeah, she does." And I tell him what she wants, and then so he gets it.
drink.
Essentially,
Double fist, yeah.
because she said she didn't want it anymore, and so I drank it after. And so then I was like, "Okay, cool, thanks." And like, he still wasn't really, you know, nothing was really being
Yeah.
said, and he was just like following me, and I'm like, all right. So we go back to the original spot where his friends were, right?
Back to see
and
the
we were
crime.
like there, bouncing, and I'm like, oh, we got to go to the bathroom real quick. We'll be back. And that's when he was just like, he kind of was like, oh, and he's like, okay. He looked like he was gonna come, and I was just like,
Sir.
be back. Ran, didn't even go to the bathroom, just went to the back of the club. And I stayed.
Just went to the next club.
And I stayed at the back of the club the whole time. I'm like, I'm not going back to the front. And I seen him kind of doing laps.
Of course,
and
looking at you and shit.
My friend was like, and I was like, I just turned around as if I don't stand out already.
I could just see like
See me from the other side of the
yeah,
room.
so objectively, you just see somebody like zoom into his face while watching from afar, taking a sip.
I'm
that's
so happy
crazy.
that he did not come back to talk to me because it was really awkward. I was,
Tragic, bro.
I'm sorry you went through that.
Yeah, no.
you know,
I hate awkward conversations with strangers.
when it's prolonged too,
I feel so trapped.
and different locations, like nah. We
yeah,
gotta fight.
like around the club, man.
Yeah.
I was just like, I
you have to
don't
yell. Just please stop.
like. You're too close, man. You're gonna think
Yeah.
like the cute people are gonna think that you're actually with me, you know, because you're following me around.
That is the. Oh my god.
Oh my.
But
No, it's real, but that's just
okay.
to say it though. It's like
God damn.
get away from me. Get away from me.
Why are you gonna ruin my flex?
Just yelling.
It's time for you to back up, please.
It's
Thank
not
you.
even words. Just tap on the shoulder. Excuse me.
I would never come out again. I'm never going out again. I swear to God. Like, nah.
You would never see me again, bro.
Nah, I'm good.
I would get
For life.
reconstructive surgery, nigga. Like that nigga is smoking aces. Change his face.
Or face off.
Face off. Get
Oh my
completely
God.
different face, bro.
Oh my God, bro.
What do you mean you screamed at the sight of me?
Have you guys ever faced rejection in your face?
Yeah, of course.
for
We're
sure.
men.
But like where, you know, they
Embarrassing?
like really, really embarrassing traumatic experiences where you're just like,
Traumatic,
oh
wow.
fuck, I gotta work on myself.
No.
I gotta work on
No, I
myself.
gotta work myself. That's crazy. No,
Nah, I've never
worked
been.
myself.
No, I've never gotten an
Evidently.
embarrassing. I've never gotten an embarrassing one. No.
I mean,
I think it's because of my approach. Like I don't not one to go up to women very often. So I like kind of calculate and scope the scene
Exactly,
first.
exactly.
Am I catching eyes? I'm catching eyes.
Yeah.
Is it repeated eyes?
Yeah.
Prolonged? All right, let's go.
No, I definitely.
I'm not like there's no cue for me to walk over ever.
Oh,
no cold.
No, I'm not a cold opening guy.
Okay,
No.
See, when I see people do,
approach and got dubbed, yeah, for sure. And it was one
Yeah.
of those things where it's like I didn't want to dance with you, and that's like I just did it because like fuck it, why not? And then she curved me, and I was like, yeah. And it's like, yeah,
Your heart wasn't in it.
exactly.
Your heart wasn't in it.
Yeah,
You
you have to
didn't
eat that. Yeah, it's fine.
I had one of those moments where I saw a thing and I was like, "Ooh, she bad." And then my homegirl was like, "Yeah, let me go, like break the ice." And then, so she goes up to her, and then my homegirl comes back to me. She's like, "Yo, yeah," she said to come and meet her, you know. And so I walked up, and as I got closer, I saw her face like scrunch up. And then when I'm like, "Hey, what's up?" She's like, "Yeah, I have a boyfriend," and just turned around and walked off. And I was just like, "So you saw me?"
You gotta beat up the homegirl, bro.
You know?
Said to
What do
come
you mean?
over.
Set up, bro.
Yeah.
Bro.
Oh my God.
So maybe I don't know if it was okay, yeah, maybe from far. Yeah, I see him. Yeah, tell him to come through. And I got closer, and then she was like, "Ooh."
She just stood on the homegirl's shoulder with a jacket on. Awesome. You know what I
No,
mean?
but Norma's on stage. yeah. Walk down the stairs. She's like, whoa, wait.
But the beautiful thing about that story is like 2 years later. Remember I told you guys like I used to sing on people's pager greetings. That was a thing. Like I'd meet girls through that, and
Fire.
I remembered her voice so distinctly because those were scathing words in that moment in my life, right? I can hear it echoing in my brain.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I have a boyfriend.
So when I heard,
boyfriend.
I was so scared to pick up women ever since that moment, right? And then one day I got one of these messages, and it's like, "Hey, you don't know me, but I was hoping you could sing on my pager greeting." And I'm like, "Why does this voice sound so familiar?" I do know you, bitch. And it was her.
Boyfriend.
Next thing you know, she cheated on me. She cheated on her
boyfriend
boyfriend
with you.
with me.
Full circle moment.
Look at God, man. Won't he do it? Won't he do it?
That is revenge.
While watching Enemy of the State, Will Smith.
Wow.
This guy, bro.
It's a movie.
Of course, he put it on.
Good pussy. Hold on.
He put it on purpose.
Buddy.
Let's watch this.
Oh my God. So that was your ball.
That was it.
That was your ball.
That was the ball.
That's your ball, man.
That was my ball.
If a man calls you his ball, you getting offended?
What does that even mean?
You know when you're playing basketball or you play anything, I was like, "That's my ball."
Oh,
No, mine.
I'm not getting
That's a new
offended,
lingo. That's a new
but
lingo.
It's a new
I don't
lingo.
know.
You
if I'm
my
getting
ball.
offended.
Actually, like, aren't you my ball?
You my ball.
I'd just be like, okay, you're young. Like if you said that to me, I'd be like, all right, I know how old you are, you know?
I think it's hard.
I like it. I mean,
Of course, ball is life, niggas.
Exactly. You are my life. That's what niggas are saying. Y'all not locked in.
Sorry.
Y'all not locked in. Ball up top.
I'm about to ball up.
Ball up top.
You're about to get burned.
Wow. Wow.
Balled up, yeah. If you ball up, you just got buns still. That's crazy. Yeah, no, my ball is taking over right now for the 99s and the 2000s. Ever since
ball.
streaming university,
My ball.
they started the my ball talks.
yeah.
And I just seen it growing more and more as
I
time
like it, man.
progresses. And people are like, I guess like apprehensive about it. I think they're trying to like use it like ting, like
Yeah.
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Just a ting, side piece, whatever
Yeah.
the case may be. But it's
That's like Bay.
Ball is like
Bay, boo.
if you play ball, you know how important that is. That's my ball. Nobody touched that.
Yeah.
Sound
That's
like
my
fucking
ball.
3-year-old. You sound like Nola. No, that's,
Well, that's the
mine.
point. That's it. That's the
I
thing.
own that
That's
shit.
the
It's
point
my
of
ball.
it.
It's supposed to be
That's
cute and
mine.
endearing.
It's annoying.
Bring us back to puppy love.
But no, there is something that feels good knowing that somebody is claiming you. But then there's also other times where it feels like, hey, I didn't allow you to claim me. You can't say that's my ball when I'm.
Well, I don't like
you know?
like my stink.
Yeah, sting is crazy.
Stink?
I use it a couple times
Hey,
as a joke,
stink.
but like
Ugh.
stink is it's gone.
I
Hey,
hate
Stinky.
it. Lathan and his ex used to call
I
each other
stink.
stink. I was like, ugh,
Oh,
yuck.
why would you say that?
Yeah.
So are you guys into pet names?
No. I like baby.
A little bit. A little bit, I think. Yeah.
I like baby.
Well,
Baby
you
is-
said you call somebody my
But when they
stink.
say
so
stink, isn't it
obviously-
stank? Like, hey, what a stank?
No,
No,
just stink.
there's like my stink,
my
My
stink.
stink?
my twin.
I've
Yeah.
heard
Twin
stink.
is-
Twin, I
twin
don't
is
like.
cool.
I don't like twin.
I like twin.
Why would
Twin.
you
I
date your
hate
twin?
twin.
Huh?
Why would you date
I
your
don't,
twin?
you're taking it way too literal.
I don't
Twin
like it. I
flame.
just don't.
Twin flame.
Yeah,
Ah,
I guess.
okay. But I still want to use it though.
What up, twin?
What's good, twin?
I like twin.
We're so close.
think it's
We're
harmless.
You
almost
call your girl,
twins.
bro?
Yeah, when she pisses me off.
Oh, you're a vindictive guy, bro. Calling your girl.
No,
bro
I do it
is
to
sick.
piss her off, like just to
Exactly.
annoy her.
Yeah, that's evil.
Then she'll be like, "Who you calling bro?" My bad, fam.
I do it all the time,
I do it all the time.
but
Bro is
by
crazy.
accident.
That's not fun. Yeah, sometimes we do it like she'll call me bro or I'll say bro in the middle of like a conversation. Like if something shocked us in that moment, like bro, like one of those.
Okay.
But I'm not just bro.
Yeah.
I'm not doing one of those.
Yeah.
I'll dog a
I've
few
done-
times.
yeah.
I only do that if I want to
to
irritate her.
Come on, dog.
I've done it on purpose. It was not great. Cause like it's in the heat of the moment, you're like bro, and it's like, who you calling bros? Ah,
But I don't
No,
think like
that's
I wouldn't.
harmless.
I
Heat
would
of the
be like,
moment?
okay,
okay.
because I'm gonna call you bro too.
guys
Like
have
in that
sex.
moment,
Yeah,
I'll be
yeah.
like,
And I don't even feel like bro is directed to anybody. That's a bro of frustration.
Yeah,
That's just
yeah.
a bro into the air.
But that's not
it's
the
kind of
way
like
the person
guy.
It's like you're talking to God.
Yo, guy.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When you say
Yo,
somebody,
guy used to be a thing in
Yeah.
Toronto,
Guy.
man.
Yeah,
It's
yo,
heavy.
My dad, my parents hated it.
Really?
I said guy or man after everything. There was a moment where man, yeah, man, no, man, or guy.
I don't wanna do
yeah,
that, man.
But the white
Guy.
people said
No,
guy,
guy.
too. That's the thing. It's like, oh yeah, guy. Like
true.
that's a guy thing. Yeah,
they?
it's like
Yeah.
Ontario.
I think they say it
They say
before.
buddy.
I think they say it
Buddy.
before. Or
Back
bud,
in the day,
bud,
they say
bud,
boss.
bud,
Oh, yeah,
bud.
Buddy's
Okay.
the one.
I like boss. Boss is funny too. But it's like
Boss?
passive aggressive.
Yeah.
All right,
Hey-
boss.
hey, boss.
Got it, boss.
No, I think
I say
feel
boss,
like black.
and I feel
I
like
feel like black
people
men
take it that
say
way.
Yeah.
boss a lot more.
I say boss a lot
I say
to everybody.
I like
Yeah.
boss hog.
to like convenience store guy,
Yeah.
Yeah.
boss.
anyone.
Okay.
I'll say
If
boss.
a white guy says that, I feel like it's just passive aggressive. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
like, no, if a
it's
white guy
because they
says
know
that-
that they're the boss.
See?
If a white guy says
So
that, I
don't
feel
do
like he
that.
hung out with blacks.
Really?
I don't hear white people say that.
I've seen a few like white
They say
whites.
chief.
I say
Chief,
I
I've
hear
heard of
bud.
that.
Chief.
Yeah.
White people say chief. That's their boss.
Yeah.
Yeah, chief. Chief
I
is
never heard-
genderless.
I never heard pal in real life.
Pal?
Yeah.
I have.
I have.
In real life?
That is
Yeah.
passive aggressive as fuck.
Jeez.
Hey, pal.
I
Buddy-o,
hate pal.
palio.
Buddy-o.
Hey
Pal?
pal,
Hey,
I
pal is
hate
crazy.
pal. It's
stole
when
my
only-
spot, pal.
It's like when guys only use female in a certain way. It's like that's
Worst.
a pal. Pal sounds like nigga.
Yeah.
Boy.
Boy is
When I hear
crazy.
that, I go,
Yeah, you could say somebody. You could tell somebody good luck, but then if you go good luck, pal, it was like,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
you,
nah, you don't want me to have
Yeah.
good luck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, luck bad. Luck bad. What would you guys do if you had a thing in a baka scene?
Hour two conversation.
This is what you see
Oh no.
wow.
when she lay down, man. Just
That's
for,
a
for
woman?
audio listeners.
That-
This
I
is
was
a
gonna
young
say that, that's
lady
not nice.
with a Taylor Swift autograph
got
tattooed
scoliosis.
at the top of her back,
Scoliosis.
followed by 5 albums with track lists underneath, tattooed also on her back.
That's very interesting.
Bro, it's disgusting, man.
You know, she could have just did like a title and that's it, called it rap.
Cause like,
All this
the Taylor tramp stamp.
What,
That's
is this for
crazy.
is
Taylor?
wild.
did she want to tell her to peg her? Like, I don't understand. Like, who is this for?
Are you sure it's a woman?
I want to know
Kind of
who's
looks
this
like a
for.
guy.
I was gonna say it looks like a man back.
It kind of looks like a guy.
Is that
Look,
a beard?
That's what I'm saying. It looks like a neck,
Nah,
a
this
man neck.
Yeah, there's no shapes.
Nah,
though.
there's a gal.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
I think it's a guy.
guy for sure,
A
dog.
gal.
I think it's a guy.
Why are you saying it like that?
If I look a gal dip.
No, I just think it's a
gal dip with a hip.
A man that
gal
cuts,
handles.
flubber.
I look a gal dip. Man.
Not that.
It's a really flattened
Find a gal
hourglass.
dip. Why did the gal a dip say that?
Oh, man. What is he, Guyanese?
Yo, the 90s have been coming at me so hard. Yo, these niggas are mad.
Of course, man.
Of course.
This is a jokey joke, man. What's the problem? If you got hips, you got hips, man.
Too much truth in it, man. That's what happens.
A
Too much
lie?
truth. Yeah.
Oh, man. What'd you say? Write it down. What'd you say? Hit weak spot? Write it down, man. Freaky boy.
That's crazy work, man.
That is wild, dog. Is it as wild?
Like I think also tattoo artists have a responsibility to say no at times.
Okay, but
Like
say this
Not
is
a
this
chance.
is an actual girl. Say this is an actual girl. The equivalent is a man having LeBron James face on him.
I think you
Close,
had LeBron
close.
James' face and
Okay,
all
then
his
his
championships
stats?
and stats. If you had his stats
If
for
it's just
every
his
year.
stats. So
Or
if it
jersey.
was her face,
Tattoo the jersey
if it
on
was
the
her face instead of all of the writing, would it be better?
Yes.
Okay.
yeah.
Yes. Absolutely.
But LeBron's signature and all the stats.
Oh my God.
First and all leading scorer. First in first ever to have a father-son
Even if
duo.
I saw
And then
nigga
at the
with
back, the trap
LeBron-
part is like, who's the GOAT?
I'm throwing
Who's
up.
the daddy?
Oh my God.
That's what it translates to.
Yeah, that's really what it is. Disgusting.
That's what it translates to in women. Even if I saw a man with LeBron James tatted on him with like all his jerseys. Yeah, no.
Did you see the one that
too
they just
much.
got with the what the hell?
Tyler
And
Burton?
it's like,
Doing the choke.
Oh yeah. The what the
I
hell?
mean, I'm sorry. Tyrese Halliburton is probably the greatest selly person ever because he just does yours while he's playing you.
Unbelievable.
That's cold.
Yeah.
Plays Dame, hits a shot, hits a shot on Brunson. Like he whoever he's facing, he's gonna troll you by doing your selly while he wins the game.
It's terrible.
Disgusting. Like it's cold. I'm not even gonna lie. I can't front on him anymore.
Who do you guys got? Indiana or OKC?
I got OKC, man. I gotta go with Canada, man. I know we got Canadians on both sides, so Canadians gonna win regardless. But I need it to be Lou and Shea still.
when was the last
Me
time
personally.
OKC won?
Last time they won, they've never won.
They've
I was
never
gonna
won.
say they've never
Yeah.
done it,
They've
right?
never won as
They
a
only been to the
franchise.
finals
Yeah.
at the one time with KD. And
Yeah.
Yeah, and they didn't.
And that was like 20.
All right, that's why I feel like they need to
12?
do it.
They're
I
gonna
think that
win.
was 2012.
They better win.
They need
No,
to
no,
do
we're,
it.
we're basically done. Someone caught this Toronto police.
That's a cigar.
I was gonna
That
say I
is-
don't think it's a.
It's not a blunt, but
I don't think it's an actual
it's a
blunt.
stogie.
How can you tell? It looks like a blunt to me.
Could be a blunt, bro.
It could be a blunt. Why are you so quick to say it's a
Actually, Norm's a
cigar?
connoisseur, so
That's a Stokes. That's not a blizzy.
But why do you say that?
You could tell.
You can't.
Say more.
I thought it was a blunt. I've smoked
more,
plenty
bro.
of blunts.
Look at the thickness of his finger, and then look at the thickness of the blunt. No one smokes blunts that thick unless they got mad money, like mad weed, mad money.
He stole
So
it
like the police?
from all the criminals.
The police who have mad weed and mad money. What?
That's Jake and the Fat Man smoking a cigar while on the
I don't
job,
know. This
you
person's also saying that they're smoking a blunt and they're there. They're beside them. They can kind of
Nah,
smell it,
that's-
maybe.
yeah.
You see that and you're like, nah, I'm gonna post.
I think you just can't believe it.
No. A cop would, I wouldn't believe it because a cop wouldn't be stupid enough to like lose his job by smoking a
But
blunt
couldn't
on
he
the
lose his job for this as well?
Smoking a cigar?
I don't think he can do that on
Well,
the
you're
job
not
as
allowed
well.
to be smoking while driving
Exactly.
in general. So
Not allowed to be smoking, period.
yeah. No, you could.
They
I
can't
think you
even
can
get out
smoke.
of their car unless there's an actual thing. Like if you ever see a police officer, two police cars facing opposite directions, like talking to each other, it's because they can't get out and talk to each other.
say a word.
They can't just get out of the Tim Hortons and hang
Just
out.
chill?
No,
That's
but they
funny.
do. I've seen them get out of Tim Hortons.
They're not allowed to.
They don't
can get out
chill,
at Tim
like
Hor- but that's what I'm saying. They can't chill. You can get out and go to Tim Hortons. You can get out and go anywhere. But to get out of your car and hang out, it's a no-go.
Interesting.
You have to. Yeah, that's why they park on opposite
talk
ways,
and shit?
so they can talk through the driver's side window. I see that all the time. They, especially school parking lots and shit like that. They love meeting up in school parking lots because the buses, the school buses will block them. And so they'll go behind them and chill there. They used to do it on my block for like an hour and a half. I'm like, these niggas don't want to work.
Yeah, at all.
Well, when you
what's
think of
happening
it,
in Vaughn, like
you're on like a 12-hour shift.
Yeah.
And sometimes there's just not a lot going on.
nothing going on.
My
Just driving
cousin
around.
is the equivalent of like a OPP in the States. So she's what do they do?
State trooper.
State trooper, yeah. And she said she loves it because she'll just be parked up on the side of the highway doing nothing, like sitting in her car just
chilling.
waiting.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, we get paid good to just chill.
That's sick. Live show is halfway sold out. This is your warning.
Way so.
This is your warning. We already halfway sold out. It's only been a week, so they're gonna go.
Quick.
Yeah.
Do not come to me later on and say, I need a ticket. I missed out. I didn't hear. We've told you guys multiple times now. It is halfway sold out. Go get your tickets ASAP. It's gonna be memorable. It's gonna be a classic. And yeah, we got a ton of dope stuff lined up for the show. It's gonna be June 22nd, 5 to 7 p.m. at It's Okay Studios. That's where we recorded for almost, was it a year or a little over a year?
Maybe close to that. Yeah.
It was a little over a year, maybe.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
How long was? I mean, I guess I came in the middle of like the other spot, so I don't know.
But yeah, no, you were there. All of it's okay.
Yeah, all of it's okay, but before that, I don't know how long you guys were at Artscape.
Oh, that's completely separate. But at It's Okay specifically, I think we're there for like a year.
Yeah, at least a year. I think a year.
I think at least a year. So it'll be dope to do it there. Obviously a great community spot. Thank you to It's Okay for providing the space. Shout out to Saeed, Winter. Sad that place is gonna be going.
What?
Yeah, it was only there for a few years. It's like a temporary thing where he essentially just bid for a government-owned building to be able to use it for something.
Yeah,
So,
everything, bro.
They're trying to
But-
find another space.
Yeah, they're gonna
Here's the
try to
beautiful
move it.
thing. It was so successful that the counselor of that jurisdiction was fighting to make sure they have
another space.
another space.
Yep.
And I believe they got
For a longer, yeah,
yeah.
amazing.
But I don't know if I'm the one that's allowed to say much about it, but let's just say that something's in the works.
It's just unfortunate it's not that spot because that the location of
Location
this,
is peak.
the parking there, like everything is really set up really nicely for them there. So hopefully the new space, if they do get a new space, is just as convenient.
The new locale's crazy.
All right.
Okay. Like, I was like, I have a secret. Can't tell you.
I was gonna say, where's the Illuminati?
But yeah, make sure you guys pick up your tickets ASAP. Like I said, halfway sold out. Toronto Jeopardy, July 12th. That's happening. It's going to be amazing. If you want to be a contestant, you still have to get a ticket. But once you get a ticket, you can apply in the contestant form that's in the link in the bio with the ticket link, all that stuff. They're all in the same place. So Toronto Jeopardy, July 12th. I'm really looking forward to it. If you came to Love is Blind Us, you know how we get down, man. It's going to be a lot of fun.
June 13th, Soho House, Filipino Heritage Comedy Night, special karaoke comedy night with your boy. Come true.
Sick.
Mm.
Norm's going to be singing some karaoke.
Fire.
Like South Africa.
June 4th, tonight, Street Voices, the last podcast workshop, tap in. You guys can still sign up. I think we maybe have a few slots left. So, yeah, join us.
Booked him busy. I think we got a few slots left. I think I can slide you guys in. So hard. How's the soccer league going?
Good.
Yeah.
We have another game on Saturday, so
What's the
thing. I think it's
the record right now?
I think it's. Let me check.
FC?
Yeah, AFC Toronto. I think it's like half and half.
The jersey's nice.
What's AFC Toronto?
Well, okay. So the thing is that they don't really have a name. They didn't name. They decided not to like really name it. So Montreal is Montreal Roses.
Toronto
Calgary is
Football Club.
Rise. So AFC is just what was it called again?
Was that a
Something
is that
football,
the
Association
women's
Football
soccer
Club.
team?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And so I'm the in-stadium host for that.
Fire.
Yes, you are.
And you said game when?
Saturday.
Saturday.
Yeah.
Dope.
It doesn't show like the whole type, but I'm pretty sure they've won more than they've lost.
Sick.
Yeah.
Sick.
Have they been intense games? Like the crowds love it? They're having a good time?
You know what? Yes. They love soccer.
Yeah.
Them people who love soccer. The first, not the first home game. The first home game was crazy because they sold like 14,500 at BMO.
Jeez.
Yeah, for the first game. That was the most for all the league. And then the second game was at their actual stadium, which is York Lions Stadium. And that was in the rain, the pouring rain, and people still came out and they still supported it. And then the next game, home game after that, was like a Mother's Day one. And that one was still really good. So all of the games we've had, they've been really supportive.
Nice.
They've got like their little crews. The girls are great. They go afterwards and they sign like autographs for all the kids and stuff. And it's a really cool environment to be a part
You're
of.
in a very unique time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
It's crazy the timing of your life right now.
Why?
You got the women's hockey league, you got the women's soccer league, and then basketball's
basketball
about to start.
Yeah.
All starting within like 3 years of each other.
Damn.
Yeah.
Like, that's
You're the
insane.
chosen one, bro.
There's gonna be a lot, man. That's sick. I'm so excited for the WNBA next year.
I know.
That
that
Toronto tempo. It's gonna be hard to get those tickets, man.
I
This
think
city
for
is
a
so
little while, yeah.
It's gonna be very. I think for years to come, to be honest, man. Look how long it took for Raptors games to have some seats open. Like we were shit for like, I want to say 6 years until Vince came, and that's when we started like making strides. It was like a year or two before Vince came, where it was like, all right. We're tired of this team. I'm tired of going to the Sky Dome.
Yeah. Sky Dome.
Yo, bro, the games are the worst there. Because it's such a small court and this big ass fucking shit.
I went to
only
the
using,
last
like,
one.
a quarter of the stadium.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was
too big. It wasn't
yeah,
built for that.
horrible.
I found it finally. Toronto is 3 wins, 2 losses, 1 tie.
Not bad.
The tie was crazy. It was fucking
3.
literally 7 seconds left.
Nigeria, I gotta give it to y'all, man. I gotta give it to y'all, man. Nigeria,
they played, right?
Nigeria beat
Jamaica?
Jamaica in penalty shootout.
Good score.
It was 2-2. They went to penalty shootout and they won by 1.
Okay.
Some real classic shit. But y'all got it. Hey, jollof rice. Yeah.
What are they
419
called?
Nollywood, all that stuff.
What are they called?
Who?
Because you know it's like Ghana
Nigerians?
Black Stars and then
Oh.
Reggae Boys.
Niger
and,
boys.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Niger boys. We got reggae boys. They got Niger boys.
And then
Ghana
Black
has the
Stars.
Black Stars. Yeah. Then the Cote d'Ivoire. Those guys are cold, man. Those guys don't sleep on the
How
Ivory
did he
Coast.
say that?
Cote d'Ivoire.
Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire. Cote d'Ivoire.
So he said he didn't rank you on how you said that. You
Nah, I
pronounced
didn't say
the
that.
R.
I didn't say that.
You judge him on
Correct.
French?
Every time. Everybody was
Thank you guys for tuning in another week.
Baguette over here.
Baguette.
That's good. I'm Marlon,
I'm Norm.
I'm Alicia.
I'm Duke.
and that was the Extra Gravy.
Skirt, skirt.